like the Rodgers of old. And if you're the Steelers, you've got to sit there and think to yourself, Rodgers showing up and throwing to DK Metcalf. And if we still keep George Pickens, which I think they will, they got to think that this is an enticing option for them. They have to think that because it is.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at 9 a.m. on 1580, The Fanatic.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024 by USA Today, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices. Just $189.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 500,000 happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
AZ Preps 365, your source for all the news, info, highlights, and more. Athlete news and interviews. Talk with coaches. Keep you up to date with the changes, moves, upcoming events, and more. AZ Preps 365, Arizona's ultimate prep sports show. If you miss a minute, you miss a lot. AZ Preps 365, Saturday mornings 8 till 10 on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. And always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your boat, boat wins.
What are you going to do? Take the boat out for a spin or go mail something? Boat wins! Are we cleaning the patio or taking the boat out fishing? Boat wins! Are we skipping that eye exam to go sailing? Boat wins!
Rescheduling eye exams can be a nightmare.
All right, fine. Eye exam, then boat.
With Progressive, you can bundle your boat with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings on your boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states and situations.
My pain is considerable, but that prescription is dangerous.
The side effects of my medicine are worse than my condition.
I'm in recovery. I can't take those pills.
When faced with a health crisis, you shouldn't have to choose between risks.
At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our medical doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. Our naturopathic doctors can restore pain-free joint function and restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves immediate physical symptoms without having you take a bunch of pills. If traditional medicines aren't working, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Hungry for something exciting? Then come experience what's new at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse with 2 Valley locations. No one does Asian-inspired cuisine better or more authentic than Kasai, where talented Teppan chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse, it isn't just dinner, it's dinnertainment. A memorable dining experience where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's the perfect choice for celebrations, date nights, or a night on the town. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Happy hour is always on fire with their daily specials. Try their new $12 bar menu items, Wagyu beef and Mongolian pork sliders, chicken or beef satay, and 3 delicious flavors of chicken courage. 2025 is on fire at Kasai with 2 locations, Scottsdale Road and Thunderbird, and now open in Peoria at the 101 in Northern. Go to KasaiTeppan.com. That's KASAI Teppan.com or search Kasai on your mobile phone.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM. Wherever you go, take us along. Listen to our live stream on our free Fanatic app. Download it today.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
Hi, everybody. It's Thursday here on the Daily Blender, and your good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Harris Hicks in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And I know you're thinking, because I've seen the text that came in on the text line when we weren't here, and you're thinking, oh my God, thank God you guys are back. But you're also Well, you're in for a world of hurt next week because we're only on Monday next week. So
tragic.
If you want to complain that we were only on 2 times this week,
right.
Next week's not going to go well for you. But we'll be here Monday. And then after that, the Westwood One coverage of the NCAA March Madness tournament begins on the Tuesday. And this has been an interesting one already. It always is. I don't know why we're surprised. Every year we're saying, wow, well, I didn't expect that. Because that's just the way it is. That's why they call it March.
March, Jeffrey.
March what, Harris?
March Madness.
Damn right
March
it is.
Madness. That's right, folks. It's the best sporting month of the year, man. I'm pumped. I'm pumped.
Whoa, it's not the best sporting month of the year.
Oh, I would beg to disagree.
You
I
beg
think
all
this
you
is
want.
it.
No, you are incorrect.
Constant games, constant upsets, madness,
It's
tears,
a good one.
competitiveness.
Oh, this is a good month, but it has
the best
it,
one.
Not the best.
pales in comparison to anything outside of baseball. Anything outside of baseball.
Baseball? What?
Pales in
No,
comparison.
no. Outside of baseball.
Why do you think baseball is played on a diamond? It's such an elegant game.
Oh,
It's
brother,
the
don't make
beautiful
me
game.
pull out the George
I really
Carlin
haven't
bit
thought
about
Why
baseball and football.
Why does baseball have 162 games plus playoffs and a World Series?
We can't figure it out, to be honest.
Because
Honestly, I can't really
everybody
either,
loves
Jeffrey. I'm with you
baseball.
there.
So everybody has their own best month of baseball. Okay, so for Harris, it's college basketball. For Randy, it's got to be baseball. For
Baseball,
me,
yeah.
it's going to be football / NBA. When football is happening and the NBA is happening at the same time, I'm happy as a pig in a blanket. Well, I'll watch either or both at the same time. And it's not so fun this year with the Suns, but generally it's always just great. Then you get to watch your favorite football games. Then you get to watch inside the actor's studio or whatever they call that NBA show with Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley and Slobodan Milosevic. Who is it on that show? I always forget the other guys.
Bert and Ernie, I thought. From,
that's right.
Sesame
Bert and
Street.
Ernie, and then Charles and Shaq.
Yeah, and then they have some guy named Jetstream or something.
I thought it was Jet Street.
I think you're thinking of the thing that's located like right near England, right near London, the Jetstream.
The Jetstream.
Is that where they have it?
Yes.
Is that where they're holding the Jetstream?
Why can't we get
It's
the
right near
Jetstream over here?
Yeah,
Why do they
get
get to have it? That's selfish.
I think that's a question for God. I don't know. It's a question for us.
Oh, I've got a lot of questions for God.
Don't we all? Don't we all?
Here's the thing. Most of my questions are going to involve the design of the human. There's a lot of things about that I want to understand. And of course, here's the thing. I disagree with an awful lot of the design functions, like why, and by the way, God, why did you make shrimp? Why did you make hamburgers and steaks and bacon and hot dogs and everything else, and then tell me it's bad for me?
Right.
That's something I got an issue with. Why is all the good food bad for me? Why did you do that? And don't act like you didn't know later on it would be this way because you're God. And then I fully expect to be completely obliterated by lightning or some other pulse of godly zappination because he's like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm God, and who are you? They just squish me like a bug.
That lightning's gonna put me to sleep. I sleep super well in storms. So
really? Yeah,
it's gonna be
if I get 20 minutes, I'll be lucky. You know what I'm saying? Before God's like, I think I've had enough.
Hey, you know what? I don't have a lot of questions.
I'll be brushed off to some lower management types. Here's a cherub. Ask him your stupid questions.
Yeah.
All right. Cool, God. I'll see you at the luau. I don't know how heaven's going to go. I'll be honest.
You have one question for God. It could be about anything, right? Say you get one question. Your question's going to be about hot dogs.
No, not hot dogs. I mean, that's the question. That's not the only question, but it's a big one for me.
Say you get one question. Is it about hot dogs?
I'll have to have some time to think about that.
That's fair.
But right now, the first thing that comes to mind as a mere mortal standing here, looking at the, that I got a cardiologist appointment in April and, seeing how I kind of got fat. So I'm just kind of like, okay, God, why? Because I'm being told all these foods I can't eat now that I'm getting older.
Yeah.
Why'd you make all the good food bad for me? That's a simple question. But why did you make the good food bad for me? That's a fair question.
It is a fair
question. It's not blasphemous or disrespectful.
Yeah,
I've got a bunch of those.
Yeah.
I do have a bunch of those where I'm going to be like, by the way, God, about the kid with the brain and eye cancer. And then what's that all about? What's this with the Holocaust? Oh, what about this part over here? I've got many questions that I'm going to be told. And here's the thing I do understand, Harris, is right now they're questions.
Yeah.
Because I don't know why a God would do that to us.
Yeah.
But I also know as I sit there, a God will say, this is why, and I'm going to feel really dumb.
Right.
I'm going to feel like, you know what? I apologize. I probably shouldn't even ask that. I understand how small I am compared to whoever is supposed to be God.
Right.
But that doesn't mean right now I don't have questions.
That's fair. I guess, counter talk about that point. Is it God or is it humans? Because God gives us free will. So is it humans that commit the act of Holocaust?
It's not about the committing of, it's the allowing of.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Right.
Why does this exist? And now I go to a primal thing with what is relevant to me, which is, why'd you make the bacon bad for me? Why'd you make the steak bad? Why are these things bad for me?
My favorite food.
All these things bad for me that are so good. There's nothing that's good for me that I'm just like,
Right.
So I'm just that's a fair question.
Right.
But then as you step back and relative to the person, you're going to have a lot of other fair questions.
Yeah.
Just saying. So anyways, hopefully none of us get that conversation anytime soon. Yeah. I mean, this is not the right day to be questioning the Almighty,
right?
Because there's storms brewing. So God's like, I already have a cover story. I just took care of that one. And that's the other thing I know about God is there's no warning shots. It's either he gets you or he doesn't. You know what I mean? If he wants you, he got you. So that's why I'm glad I'm not in a radio station today.
Well, I am.
Good luck with that, Harris.
I'm glad to be here, though.
You'll be collateral damage.
It's good to be back, man. I've been gone for a little bit working on spring training, and so it's nice to get back and talk about some sports with you guys.
Well, that's exactly what we're going to do, Mister. I'm going to push you into a segue.
Hey, I threw you the lob and you dunked it with authority, Jeffrey.
Let me give you a little bit of insight.
Yes.
I didn't get hardly any sleep last night.
Oh, why is that?
Because some moron thinks it's good to have games late at night. I was up very late watching the GCU game. I was very excited to see what was going to happen. I got, Grand Canyon, at first, it was a contest. At first, UTI Arlington, they actually seemed like they were stepping up to the cause. It was very chippy. It was a very physical game. And then GCU just kind of pulled away before the end of the first half. And then the second half was no fun for anybody in Arlington.
Right.
So I was up way too late, and I'm punch drunk is what I am.
Right.
So, Randy's very quiet. Why are you so quiet?
No, I'm taking it all in.
I can't hear Randy.
Randy's an observer. He's going to take it in.
I'm here.
Yes.
I'm here.
I literally can't hear Randy.
I'm here.
Can you hear Randy?
Anybody hear me?
I can hear Randy.
I cannot hear Randy. So
Well,
there's Randy.
Sounds like I don't know.
Now I can hear you. You were very quiet. Now I know why. So were you talking at any of that during any of that?
No, I was listening in. It's very interesting. You had 20 minutes watching the GCU game up, and it kept you up most of the night. And why do they have these games so late?
Right.
And you had many questions for God.
I have many questions for God.
Mostly about why are all the good foods bad for you? See, I've been very.
This wasn't a test, Randy.
attentive.
It wasn't a test.
I want my damn points. Okay, I take these quizzes. I want my points.
All right, you get points. You get many points. You've tracked it fine. But do you have any answers for me on those questions
about the good food?
Yeah.
Or
okay.
About the God questions?
Yeah, the God questions about the food.
I think there's many answers to be given to you about the good food. He didn't make anything bad. Everything's good.
So why does it give me a heart attack?
Everything in what is it? Everything
moderation.
Moderation.
That ain't. You know what though? They say if you certain things, there's no moderation. They're just
everything in moderation.
Jeffrey, I think there's a difference between pleasure and joy, and those foods will give you pleasure but not joy.
No, they give me joy.
That's where we disagree. That's where we disagree.
Because there's as long as you're not letting it rule you, like a bacon.
I don't let it rule me.
Well, there
Right.
you go.
See,
If I
there you
let it
go.
rule me,
That's
I'd
a
have
good
it in
point,
the bag.
Randy. That's a good
Again,
point.
I'm just saying, I know people that eat extremely poorly, and then I know other people that have things in moderation, and they live long and happy lives. No man knows the hour,
And we're all imperfect. We're
and
all
no
imperfect.
man knows the day or the
Yes.
time of their final breath.
Yes.
I mean,
So,
yeah, I mean, unless you see a sniper on the hill, then you know. it's
well,
probably
if you
soon.
see a snipe, I mean that's. But God has ordained for each man his day and his hour.
Yes.
And I believe that you enjoy life. It was given to you to enjoy, but certainly don't overdo it.
That doesn't answer my question at all. But
What
that's
do you
It's a
mean?
very nice thing to say.
What do you mean,
Randy? I think that's a profound answer.
That's
You're
the
gonna make
answer.
me-
I want.
You're
I
gonna
don't
make me
want
emotional. and sad.
I don't want
It's profound.
the hallmark answer. I want the direct
the
answer.
hallmark. What do you mean? I
want
just
the-
gave you the direct answer.
No.
Jeffrey,
See,
I heard this quote. I'm going to pass it on to you.
God understands me.
If we,
Yes,
if
he
we,
does.
yes. If God was a God, we could understand that he's not a God worth believing in. All the
Mm.
stuff in the universe, we can't understand.
Then why did he
it.
make us so dumb?
I don't know.
Seems like shoddy workmanship to me.
But at the same time, you could look at us compared to like a deer, and you could say, why did he make us so smart?
By the way, deers are tasty too,
Mm,
and bad for us.
interesting. Yeah.
It's not bad for you.
Just the Tip says the art saved chicken wings, pork loin, ribeye steak. Didn't save tofu. And so there you go. Shows you it's God's work.
Well,
By the way, 2 pieces of bacon, not 8. Small ribeye, not giant porterhouse. 4 wings, not a dozen. Also, your genetic makeup plays a part. Bam.
Oh, yeah.
Stop right there. Because I've not been this person who just constantly shoving food into my gob.
Okay, then
I eat
you're
reasonably.
You are a person that enjoys food in moderation.
Sure. But that genetic makeup part, huh?
Hmm.
Anyways, I'll have to have a conversation with the management. You guys aren't going to. You're just
With-
going to
With
frustrate
the
me.
management, okay?
Well, because you're not God. You're not God. I need
I'm
to
not.
talk to the
No,
management,
no. Thank God I'm not God.
or at least assistant
Thank God I'm
management.
not God either, Randy.
Because
That's
I
for sure.
I would hit that vaporize button more often than not.
Oh, in traffic for sure. Some
Uh,
people, and they didn't even do anything wrong. You're just like, sorry, you were in the way.
I judge you worthy. That's it.
Well, GCU is worthy of going on to the next part of the WAC tournament, and Boss Knights scored 98-75. That is the biggest point total in WAC tournament game for GCU. So,
Wow, good for them.
Yeah, I mean, when you've defeated the other team and you've taken out one of their star or 2 of their star players because of technical fouls and this and that, yeah, it's easy to start running up the score, and everybody had points. Everybody jumped in on this.
Yep.
So, I don't know if this is like, hey, the GCU Mighty Lopes, or they're hitting on all cylinders, or it was just UTI Arlington. You know what I mean?
Right.
We'll
Well,
see on the next game, and we don't know who the next opponent is.
let me say this, Randy. I mean, Jeffrey, not Randy, but Randy, you,
You
can
can tell
listen
Randy
too.
too.
You can
He's the
listen too.
good-looking one. I'm the strong one.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. UT Arlington went taking 25 free throws and you shoot 48% from the line. That's a recipe to lose a game. That's
Well,
it
it's
right there.
also not a recipe to win if it'd been better, because
Right.
they were still down by 23 points, 30 points at some points in the game.
And probably the biggest concern for GCU has been their shooting. It's dropped off from last year. If y'all remember last year, they were a great shooting team. This year, I think they're like, as a team, around 30%, very low
Well,
in
I
the
think
grand
they're
scheme of things.
counting on the reappearance of
From three, that is.
Tyson Grant Foster to come
Right.
in there and help that boost that up.
Yep.
Yesterday, when he was playing, he was getting frustrated with some of his teammates to the point where, there's chippiness between GCU and Arlington. Well, there was some chippiness between Foster and some of his teammates.
Right. And I mean, big game. Let me talk about this too. Big game from Jacoby Coles.
Mm-hmm.
Big game from him. He's a hooper. He's really good. GCU's got great guards.
Yeah, 24 points.
If you look at this GCU team, like, they're great defensively, right? Offensively, they can score inside. Their weakness this year has just been 3-point shooting, perimeter shooting, which they were 5 for 21 from 3 against UT Arlington. That being said, still found a way to win by 23, despite being 5 for 23, 5 for 21 from 3. So that is a very substantial positive to say if they can
Sure.
get their perimeter shooting going, they can reach another level. They
But
really can.
The other part of this is look who they were playing.
Right. UT Arlington, who's I think 13, 14 wins in
Right.
the
So
season
let's-
off the dome. Yeah.
Let's see if the momentum carries tomorrow
Mhm.
night.
Mhm.
By the way, the broadcast starts at 8:15 p.m. here on
Yes.
1580 The
Yes.
Fanatic.
Wow.
Yes.
So some other games happening. The ACC tournament. What a loss! Cooper Flagg had to leave the Duke game. They were talking ankle injury, and then I think I saw where the coaches came out and says, "Yeah, we do not expect to see him back in this tournament."
Yeah.
Is there any additional information on this?
Yeah, as of now, I've been looking. I haven't quite seen any additional information. I'm not a doctor, but I'll say this. I mean, I played the game of basketball for a long time, and this ankle of mine has been on the right, has been broken and torn and rolled. And usually, I mean, Kirk Kriisa played through this years ago when he had a high ankle sprain, rolled it, came back within weeks. Now, you're ideally not, it's supposed to take around 6 to 8 weeks for a high ankle sprain, which I'm assuming this is what this is since he rolled it. So honestly, it might take then, but who knows? He could play through it. My guess, now this isn't official news, but my guess is going to be he sits out the remainder of the ACC tournament. He sits out the remainder of the round of 64 and 32 and comes back in the Sweet 16. And looking at this
Can
Duke team.
Duke get there without?
Yes, they
Okay.
100% can. This is
All right.
Thing
And
about
my-
the Cooper Flagg injury is he was 55 minutes ago,
yeah.
according to New York Post, he was in a wheelchair dealing with this
Saw the pictures. Yeah.
with this injury. So look, there's two ways to go about this, and Triple H, you'll know this, being a former Hooper yourself.
Yes.
If they're rolling you out of the place in a wheelchair rather than on crutches, that's a significant injury,
Right.
And they don't want you to put any weight on it.
No.
And it could be it could be curtains for Cooper Flagg as far as this season goes.
Right. Well, you know, we don't know all the details. I'll say that. But from what it could be, it could just be completely a precautionary thing, a cautionary
be,
thing.
sure.
To say, like, hey, we don't know what this is yet, but we don't want you to put any weight on this. We're not taking any risks. We're going to put you in a wheelchair just cuz. So, hey.
I like a free ride. I'll sit in a wheelchair. You don't have to even ask me twice. So, so you're watching the game, and of course, ESPN hires only the dumbest and the dullest.
Yeah.
Corey Alexander was on the call, and he's like, "Well, you can see, of course, tremendous concern on the faces of Ralph and Kelly Flagg, Cooper's parents. But I can tell you one thing: they are most concerned about the Blue Devils winning this game." What? No, you are. You must not have kids.
Wrong
You are
answer.
an idiot, Corey Alexander. If you really think they're sitting there going, enough about the boy. How's this team doing?
Yeah. Maybe the dad has bets or something. We don't know. He's like, oh,
that's another good point.
I got
yeah.
Duke spread here. You know, maybe Corey knows that.
Even if he's got like the house bet on the over,
Right.
he's not saying a word in front of his wife. Trust me, they're worried about their kids.
100%.
Dumb. Many words I can't say on air. Corey Alexander, you moron. All right, listen, we got to take a break. We come back. We're going to talk some more NCAA stuff. It's championship week for all the different conferences, and Harris is going to fill us in. And by the way, Randy, I just realized something. You call him Triple H. I call him Harris. It's like I only have to say Harris. You have to say two things. You see what I'm saying? There's efficiency in just calling him by his God-given name.
Might be efficient, but it's not as cool as calling him Triple H.
Well, that's not Triple H's music.
I know it's not Triple H.
But
Look,
it can
I want
be.
my points
But it
for the
can be.
quiz.
No
for
points.
Triple H.
No, you're getting dock points by playing somebody else's music.
No, that's not.
That's John Cena's music. I only know this because you told me after a couple of years. I had no idea what that was even about for a couple of
John
years.
Cena. Yeah, John Cena.
If you're going to do that, find Triple H music to play for
Oh,
him.
I could find Triple H's music. I
don't believe you.
I believe
Well,
he can.
fine.
I believe in Randy.
Harris, I'm getting it done. I don't believe you can do it, Harris. I mean, Randy.
Yes.
I don't believe you can do it.
No. Oh, I can.
I'd like to
No.
see you try.
Oh no, I can. I can do it.
Well, whatever. We'll see. See, that's how you get things done, Harris. Let's take a break. We'll come back. It's more of the Daily Blender after this here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024 by USA Today, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices. Just $189.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 500,000 happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your boat, boat wins.
What are you gonna do? Take a boat out for a spin or go mail something? Boat wins! Are we cleaning the patio or taking the boat out fishing? Boat wins! Are we skipping that eye exam to go sailing? Boat wins!
Rescheduling eye exams can be a nightmare.
All right, fine. Eye exam, then boats.
With Progressive, you can bundle your boat with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings on your boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states and situations.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, fellow Gen Xers, it's Elizabeth Banks. Big news! The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the charge. After all, we gave the world the internet. We're trailblazers. Let's lead the way again because we are at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Head to vaxassist.com and schedule today. That's vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey guys, Jeffrey O'Brien here. Did you know Harman Solar has gone super high tech? There's an amazing tool at harmansolar.com that'll give you an instant ballpark solar estimate using satellites from space. You just type in a little information, and within seconds, you'll have an idea of just how little money it takes to save big on that monthly electric bill. I did it, and within seconds, they measured my roof and calculated my savings. It's very impressive. Go to harmansolar.com and give it a try yourself. That's harmansolar.com.
The Super Bowl is over, and now you're feeling blue because you think football is over. Well, snap out of it, bub.
Football's always in season here.
Get ready for the hirings, the firings, the free agents, the mini camps,
And this little thing called the NFL Draft.
get your pigskin on your home for the NFL and Super Bowl 60, 1580, and 99.3.
The Fanatic.
You never throw the gauntlet down at Bishop, though. Oh, yeah? Never.
I do whatever I want.
He
I'll
never-
slap you in the face with a frou-frou Frenchy French glove. Or I'll smack you right in the noggin.
Never
Thanos chalice like, I'll not punch you right in the face.
Jeffco.
Or-
Because I deliver, Jack.
Okay.
I deliver. Time to play the game. This is Triple H's theme song right here.
So you're familiar with that, Harris?
A little bit.
Yeah, I think I think that's pretty awesome music.
It's pretty awesome
Who
music.
is that anyway?
Motorhead.
Of course. Some Motorhead found its way on to the Daily Blender road trip mix. That song should too, then.
Oh,
I like this song. It's good, man. Makes
On
me
the
want to
mix,
run through a wall.
We got Ace of Spades showed up on the the
kidding.
blender road trip mix.
Oh,
so
How about
there you
that,
go.
guys?
I mean,
I don't know what
Love
we're
it.
ever going to use it for, Randy.
I mean,
I guess when he's getting ready to do a thing, we'll just fire that up.
Oh yeah, we'll just break it out. When he does a bit, we'll play this.
It'll
Triple
come.
H's bit.
We're not expecting him to do bits until after spring training.
Oh,
you know?
well, I understand.
'Cause
that. Yeah,
he's
I
still
mean,
in training himself, really.
Yeah, oh yeah. No, I understand that. 100%.
I like to do bits. We can
Absolutely.
do bits.
He's
We can
on
do
double
bits.
secret probation. So,
Oh yeah, double secret. Yeah.
Quiet Cannon says,
I'm on probation
outstanding
again.
today, even giving the Lord the respect he deserves.
Well,
Well,
thank
I
you.
mean, we're not.
Amen.
Here's the thing:
Amen.
for all the jokes that might get made on this show, you know, and we take it to the limit and past it sometimes. Oh, I'm never going to be disrespectful to God or anyone else's God. It was anything that we ever joke about or say is never meant as disrespect. If you rewind back and think about things that have been said, there's never any of that. So whether you believe or you don't believe, you know, we're not here to hurt nobody. We're just having fun.
Amen, Jeffrey. Amen.
Let's
I appreciate
see.
that.
Moist One says, shout out to Big Sky Championship, Montana Grizzlies.
Wow, how about that? Montana upsetting their in-state rivals, Montana State.
Yep.
Is that it? Is
Wow.
that the entire Big Sky, just those two schools? Because, I mean, who's in that?
Isn't NAU in the Big Sky? Are they in the
NAU
Big Sky?
is-
NAU
NAU
is.
is
So
right.
if you're in the northern part of any state, you have a shot of being
well,
in the Big Sky.
I mean, Montana's in the northern part of the country, so
I mean, you
Mm,
got like Northern Colorado's in that, I know, the Montana schools, where Dalton Connect was at before Tennessee. Fun fact, Northern Colorado, who's now a Laker.
look at Harris. He just connected the dots.
Oh,
Show myself.
Wow.
I'll just leave.
Wow.
I'm just gonna
oh
go.
man, he'll be here all day, folks. He'll be here all day. That's
Not
right.
if I keep making dumb jokes like that. Yeah. So right now we got Texas A&M and Texas in overtime. At least the last time I looked, Texas A&M has a lead right now of Uno. It's 78-77.
Lone Star Showdown.
Later in the show, we'll talk about some trouble that the Texas Longhorns have found themselves in over some gambling issues.
uh-oh.
Yeah. But we want to talk basketball right now. And before we do a rundown of everything that's happening, I was just really surprised. Minnesota fired Ben Johnson. They just gacked him right in the morning. They snuck up on him in the morning and were like, hey, how you doing? You're fired. I was like, whoa. And so
What?
he ruthless, according to somebody
Wow.
who was talking to CBS Sports. So
Good
Yeah.
heavens.
Yeah.
they got sent out on the first round of the Big Ten tournament, and he got sent home with a box and all this stuff in it.
It's more common than you think. Some coaches will find out like on Twitter these days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at least they told them. That's positive.
All right. Well, okay. So Minnesota gone. Let's get a rundown. We know about GCU. They're going to play again on Friday night.
Yeah.
We know ASU
Yeah.
gone, and they're
Yeah.
going to go to what do they call it? The Clown Tournament Invitational. What's it called?
The CBI, is that what you're implying? Because ASU's not
Is
going
it-
to the NIT. They're not that good.
Is it the Clown Crown? What is it?
They're not going to.
They're not going to the NIT, man.
No.
It would be like best case scenario. Like
Yeah.
the committee would like call the wrong team on accident. That's how ASU would get into the NIT.
You're like, no take backs, tees.
Nope. Yep. Wrong number. We're at that point.
So, all right, Harris, go ahead and just give us a breakdown, a rundown of the most important and relevant things that are happening, at least at the moment, in we just call it championship week, right?
Champ week. Yeah. Well, I'll give a little rundown on the Minnesota firing of Ben Johnson. It was sort of a time coming. First off, 4 years. I don't think Minnesota had a single winning season. No, they did have one, 19 and 15, but they were 13 and 17, 9 and 22, and 15 and 17. And the other 3 years. So 4 years, nothing really to show for. I always say give a coach at least 3 years, no more, no less in the college sport. And they did that, and it just didn't work out. But give a detailed synopsis there. But in terms of champ week, man, there's a lot of stories to follow. First off, now since Duke's injury with Cooper Flagg, we got to look at who's going to win the ACC now, which we originally thought was going to be Duke, right? Now, all of a sudden, North Carolina won 5 straight before they lost to Duke to end the season. They played Duke tough a week ago. Now, all of a sudden, they've got Duke coming in and injured Cooper Flag, and UNC's right on that bubble.
Yeah, but you no more than 10 minutes ago said that they'd be fine because they got enough talent on that team
I
to
did say
weather that storm.
I did say that, but March is a crazy game. March is it's a crazy month, and college basketball is a crazy game. And when you play a team, when you're injured, that happens to be red hot, like Carolina, and North Carolina is not your typical team on the bubble. This is a team with a lot of NBA players like Ian Jackson, Drake Powell, who are supposed to go near first round, and a team that wasn't quite coherent in November has now figured it out. And so when you play a team that is red hot, things could happen. So I think one of the biggest storylines is North Carolina in the ACC tournament. I think that's a huge one.
In regards to that game, and we know this is a major college basketball, and maybe you guys didn't know this, but I have a conspiracy theory about Cooper Flag and Duke basketball as to what Duke is going to do. And this is my conspiracy theory.
Okay, Randy, let's hear it.
You know that Cooper Flag is one half of a set of twins. His twin brother is playing high school basketball as we speak.
Wait, why is his twin still in high school and he's in college?
Because Cooper Flag graduated early to go to Duke.
Just recently turned 18. Supposed to be a senior in high school. Okay, Randy, you might be onto something here. Keep going.
And Duke swaps the Flag brothers tonight in their championship playoff game in high school. Cooper's brother goes down with a ankle injury.
But is his brother as good as he is?
He's a twin. I mean, wouldn't you think they share the same?
They have cosmic
egg.
powers, right?
He wasn't the
same. All this kind of
thing. He didn't have the power to get
twin
himself into
telepathy.
college at the same time.
And they bring him in, and he plays against. What a miraculous thing! But remember, you heard it here first. I called it. This is my conspiracy theory.
Oh, it's all yours.
Okay. Yes, it is. We're on board.
Oh, wow. Longhorns and Texas A&M have gone into their second overtime.
Wow.
Man.
They can't seem to find a winner in this game. How long will this go for, Harris, before they send everybody home with stern talking to?
Well, I don't know, because the thing about it is these refs are going to have a long day, because not only do they have this, but the games after that in Nashville all get delayed because it's the SEC tournament.
I'm sure these refs will be fine. I'm sure they did a fine job leading up to this, and they'll do a fine job after.
I don't know if they get hourly or game rate, because that plays a huge factor here.
Was that too much sarcasm? Do you think that messes with the transmitters of the radio station?
Oh,
if it's tripping with too much sarcasm, something could short out.
Something could mess up with the board, possibly.
I thought I heard something crackling in the background. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the board's responding well, but maybe not too much sarcasm. You never know. Know. That was sarcastic in itself.
I'll go through as many boards as we need, because that sarcasm is what we do.
Hey, my site was sarcastic in itself.
So March Madness looking to be a big deal. They're saying it's going to bring in $3 billion. Men's and women's, $3 billion in betting.
Oh yeah, I bet. Yeah, easy. I bet.
He bets.
Yeah. I bet. That's it. Oh my God, we should just.
We're on fire today.
Turn off.
We're on fire.
Thank you. I'll be on tour all summer.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yes, we're on fire.
Definitely seeking humor. Anyway, all right, go ahead, Harris. Help us out. What else is going on in the NCAA basketball?
Well, man, first off, obviously, I talked about Carolina. The biggest story is going to be the SEC tournament is a huge one, because the one seeds look like they're going to be Duke, Auburn, and Houston. But that fourth one is currently between three SEC teams in Florida, Alabama, and Tennessee. All three of those teams could easily end up with the one seed. Right now, Florida's got the driving edge, but Alabama, if they win, is going to play Florida in the semifinals. So they'll probably get them. So, man, that's an interesting storyline. Even in the Big 12, there's a lot of interesting storylines. BYU, I think, is a team to watch for in the Big 12 tournament. They've been red hot lately. Igor Dimon, they got Kanan Catchings. And BYU's weird, because they've got all of this NBA talent with these couple first rounders and these like Mormon insurance salesmen. It's such a weird that are like 25 because they went on mission.
Mhm.
And so they're these grown men with these like
yeah,
boys.
it looks like your parents' yearbook, doesn't it?
Yeah, you see some. Yeah, it really does.
Like what? How old were you in high school?
Yep. And some of them are like balding too. Like you can see it's like, man, that guy's got to be like 45. But hey, he's still getting buckets on a bunch of 18-year-olds. So who knows? BYU, regardless, an interesting storyline too.
Well, let me remind you. Randy took Stanford. I took Auburn, and you chose Duke. Those are our picks to win the tournament.
Yes. Yes.
Are you wishing you had your Duke back?
No, I'm not.
You good on that?
I'm good on that. Honestly, I mentioned teams that win the national championship every single year ever. Now, I'm not going to reference advanced metrics a lot on this show because I think the advanced metrics, it's too nerdy sometimes. But there is a trend
We'll
here.
pants you.
There is a trend here that I think everyone should know. Every single champion ever since 97, when advanced metrics started keeping track, when they were even developed, top 10 on KenPom in offensive and defensive efficiency, and you have at least one first-round NBA draft pick on your roster. Teams average around 3. So Duke checks that with flying colors. And if Janai Broome goes first round for Auburn, Auburn will check that. Other than that, there's not really anyone else. And Randy, surprising to popular belief, Stanford does not quite check the boxes there. I'm sorry.
Well,
Yeah.
listen, it was it was kind of a stab in the dark.
Yeah, I know.
But hey, what have I got to lose? Nothing.
Right. That's exactly right. You got nothing to lose. You're just out there to play. You know,
Yeah,
you're just trying to see who's going to win it. Going to dark horse with Stanford. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Lost
Was
Toby
worth a try.
says, why is this kid talking math? I don't know, Lost Toby. Honestly, I checked out until I heard him talk about horses just now. I just popped back in. So
Hey man. Yeah, I get it. I'm a math guy. I'm a nerd. I get it. I know.
all right. So what else is going on?
Man, well, there's a lot as well. I mean, the Big Ten tournament's really interesting because in the Big Ten tournament, you could get anyone to win that. The Big Ten doesn't have a 1 seed, a legitimate 1 seed, but they have a bunch of very good teams. Michigan State, Wisconsin is probably on the 2-3 line. Purdue's on the 4 line. Illinois has been playing great. They're probably on the 6 line. So someone really weird could win that tournament. I like Purdue to win that tournament, but man, there's a lot of good basketball on right now. I think Purdue is my pick to win the Big Ten tournament, though. Yes.
Well, in the SEC tournament, we're still in the second round, and man, nobody is pulling away.
No one's pulling away.
And Texas A&M just going back and forth with 2.5 minutes left in their second overtime. Finally, some a bit of movement. It's now 87-85. Texas Longhorns at the moment. So, who knows what'll happen. Here's what we're going to do. I was going to say we could take a break and come back and know who the winner is, but there's no longer amount of time in any kind of sport than the last 2 minutes of a basketball
college
game.
basketball. Yeah. Right.
So,
right.
We shall see, but we do need to take a break, and we will come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
These days, figuring out what, where, and how to watch TV is out of control. And so is the cost. That's why I'm psyched I found Philo. Live TV from A&E, Discovery, MTV, and all the channels I love. A huge library of movies and shows, and an unlimited DVR to save them. I also get AMC Plus and all their blockbuster hits. All this for just $28 a month when you sign up at philo.tv. Give it a try, risk-free at philo.tv.
AZ Preps 365, your source for all the news, info, highlights, and more. Athlete news and interviews. Talk with coaches. Keep you up to date with the changes, moves, upcoming events, and more. AZ Preps 365, Arizona's ultimate prep sports show. If you miss a minute, you miss a lot. AZ Preps 365, Saturday mornings 8 till 10 on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, She knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Granger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
My pain is considerable, but that prescription is dangerous.
The side effects of my medicine are worse than my condition.
I'm in recovery. I can't take those pills.
When faced with a health crisis, you shouldn't have to choose between risks.
At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our medical doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. Our naturopathic doctors can restore pain-free joint function and restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves immediate physical symptoms without having you take a bunch of pills. If traditional medicines aren't working, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
So, what's your favorite thing about sports? The excitement, the action, or the 5-meat pizza and the six-pack?
Bingo.
That's what we thought.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. And always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Hey, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. All right. Oh, hey, remember the other day we were talking about the bonkathon, the bonkgate, the bunker? Yeah, the gal who was the Virginia high school, they were running track.
Oh, and she was wailing on the other chick with the aluminum pylon thing. Yeah,
Wailed on her with one good solid whack, but
gave her a concussion or something. Yeah.
Well, she's been charged with assault and battery now.
What?
Yeah, she's been charged with assault and battery.
I was not here for this, so please
there
give
was
me
no
context.
batteries. It was just a metal stick. I don't know what the battery's about, but
Right.
yeah, they were running track, and this one girl goes to pass the other girl, and the girl getting past just goes, "Oh, really?" Whack! Just nailed her right in the head, gave her a concussion, sent her sprawling off the track and everything. It was it was horrible. And then she's like, "Oh,
nuts.
It was accidental." No, it
That's
wasn't.
That's a real Joey Logano move right there. If this was NASCAR, that would have been Joey Logano.
It's a good way of putting it.
Another driver. Oh yeah. That's
It's a very
Logano
inside
move.
baseball comment, Randy.
Oh yeah.
If you want to see it, go to my X, Twitter, whatever the hell it is, at the Jeffrey O'Brien, and you scroll down, you'll find it. I think I got to change my Twitter name.
I thought it was Jeffrey O'Brien 1580.
Well, no, it was something else, and then somebody told it was
And you made
consulting
it
me.
The Jeffrey O'Brien. I hope you.
Yeah,
hated
but I
thought
realized
you
nobody
hated
knows
that.
how to spell my name anyway, so I got to
Yeah,
come
that's
up with
true.
something else for this.
Right.
So, but anyways, it's there. Whatever.
Okay.
So, yeah, she's assault and battery. She's being
Ah.
charged.
Well, there's that. I mean, look. I mean, sports is not for the faint of heart.
I don't think you have a expectation of getting bonked on the head.
Exactly. And when you're racing a car at 200 miles an hour, you don't have the expectation of that pansy Logano coming up there and wrecking you either. And that happens all the time.
Right.
No, you're right. You're very, very right.
I can sense some fire.
I don't know why
comment,
this has to
Randy,
go
some
right back to
emotion.
Joey Logano.
Well,
but-
because he's a
No.
pansy. That's why. And he should have never won the damn championship last year. I'll just leave it there.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
No, noted. Noted.
All right.
That's good. Let's get back to the NCAA basketball, though.
Yes.
Because Harris is itching to talk about some of the things that are going on right now during championship week.
I thought I saw him scratching.
Oh, I'm getting antsy. I'm getting excited.
Mhm.
Can we talk about St. John's
No.
for a second?
Please.
Oh,
No.
come on. Pretty
No.
please with the cherry on
No.
top. Oh
No.
man.
No.
Not even the cherry.
No.
Oh.
What's wrong with St. John's?
What's
Why
wrong
do
with
you-
St. John's, man?
Nothing. It just you asked me and I felt like saying
They
no.
are
I have no good reason for
the
it.
best story in college basketball.
All right,
this
go
year.
ahead.
They okay. I'll tell you. I mean, did you see Patino on Fallon?
I did not see him on Fallon.
No, I like
Did
to
you?
watch funny shows.
Yeah,
Did-
yeah, yeah.
Oh, wow.
He had this funny post-game
Wow.
interview, and he was talking. I think they like almost lost the game and shot like 25% from three. And he responds. Someone asks him like, "Hey, how'd you feel about the performance?" And he responds with, "This team makes me want to kill myself."
Oh my god!
And it like blew up on Twitter, and it was like, "Yep, yep, Patino, yep, that's something he'll do."
This team makes me want to
To
go
kill
out and get
myself.
hookers for every player. That's
Wow.
what this team does. Oh, wait, what?
No, that's when they win.
It helps with recruiting. They won a
Yeah.
championship.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Little
By
Hugh
the
Freeze
way,
action.
22 seconds left in the second overtime. Texas Longhorns up 90 to 89.
Yeah. Keeping track. It is the Lone Star Showdown is
A&M is just hanging tough on
hanging
this.
by a thread. That's what A&M does, man. They're number one in the nation in offensive rebounds. They're well coached. Buzz Williams, real gritty bunch. That's what they do. But Texas, man, they might be playing their way into the tournament, y'all. They're currently.
You know what I love about March Madness?
What do you
It-
love,
it-
Randy?
It signals the beginning of baseball season.
Oh, are you trying to transition us here? Are you trying to take the
Randy,
conversation
he's
away?
been waiting. He's been
No,
waiting like a
Randy.
week to get back on air and
I
talk
have
about
nothing. I have nothing to talk about.
Randy, I
I
love
do
baseball.
horrible in the March Madness. I'm terrible when it comes to picking the NFL. But listen, I like baseball.
Don't
the
let-
old slap of the leather, the crack of the wooden bats. Give me a break. Give me a hot dog and a beer and an afternoon at the old ballpark. You cannot beat it.
Don't let your own prediction skills take away from the beauty of March Madness, Randy. Come on. You're better than that. You are.
He's really not.
I think he is.
He's
I'm
not,
not
you
very good at
know,
all.
that's putting pressure on him.
No, you're right. Randy,
we can't put
I don't
pressure
wanna
on
put
him.
pressure on you.
Yeah, look.
Yeah, I don't want to put
I'm
pressure
not
on
that
you.
good.
Yeah. But man, I'm with you, Randy. I work in baseball. I love baseball. But this is March. This is not April, Randy. Come
By
on.
the way, Tyrannosaurus Text says exactly. Lugano winning last year is Exhibit A of everything wrong with NASCAR and their contrived point system.
You're
Go
damn
back to the
right.
1972 point system.
You're damn
With
right.
Richard Petty.
Yeah, can we get back to the NCAA basketball?
See, now that's a
Yeah,
text
please.
we can sit on all afternoon if we wanted to. We could talk
because
all
Harris has been
NASCAR all day.
wanting to talk basketball for a
Can
week.
we talk about Boise State, San Diego State here? Mountain West action.
I mean,
Unstoppable
Because
force
every time
versus
you
the
ask me,
immovable object.
Just do it. Just
right,
do it.
folks? I mean, we got a bubble matchup here. That's a huge one, right? Along with Texas, because the winner might be in the tournament of that game and the loser might be out. So just saying, man, we got a lot of bubble teams, but this Texas A&M game, this is nuts. Texas just took the lead, 994 to 89.
There
at
it
the
is.
moment.
Longhorns take it away from Texas
Longhorns
A&M.
Take it away. They hang on despite A&M getting, holy moly, 53 total rebounds.
Somebody got
Wow.
more tired at the end.
Someone must have compared to 40 in that. Yeah, Texas is a really interesting team because they'll be an 11 seed that honestly, Trey Johnson's like a top 5 pick. I don't know if you guys have watched him hoop this year. He's great. They've got good guards with Jordan Pope. This is a super talented team that is sort of finding their gear here. So it could be one of those 11s that in the right time, in the right game, trips up a 6. So very interesting matchup. They'll play Tennessee now in the semifinal, and that might be a win and get in game for Texas.
Mr. Wilbur says, you know what I like about March Madness? I like the fact that Bobby Hurley always makes a deep run into March Madness.
Look, I get it. November through February.
Not like you,
Let me say this.
Arizona's doing great.
I'm going to defend ASU here. November through February. Talk your trash, Mr. Wilbur. Talk your trash. In November through February, we've reached March, and Arizona has not made a Final Four since before I was born. Okay, this is not the right month for you to be talking up a storm now, Mr. Wilbur. Got to
And
know
by
your
the way,
limits.
their last game against KU, Arizona lost by 7. And now they're playing them again tonight.
Tonight.
In
Yes.
the Big 12 tournament.
Yes, possibly to play
Go
Texas Tech
Kansas.
after that. Rock chalk. Rock
Go
chalk.
Kansas.
Rock chalk, man. I don't know if they'll be able to guard Hunter Dickinson. I don't know. And which
I don't even know who you're talking about. I just want you Arizona to lose.
he's really good. He gave Tennessee fits in the tournament years ago.
You know,
Dropped
you
like 30
Arizona will
guys.
give you crack. So you got to be really careful.
yeah.
So will ASU.
They will meth you up.
ASU will too. Yep.
No,
it
they
happens.
won't. All
debatable.
all the meth,
Very
and-
debatable.
and drugs are in Tucson.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know about that.
That's
Oh, yeah.
I don't know about that. Have you
No,
been on the
that's it.
streets in
That's
Phoenix?
fact. That's fact.
I don't know.
I
I
look
don't
like
know.
somebody who was ever on the streets. I just, I drive through as fast as I can if it looks scary. Moist One says, only bubble matchup I care about is Harris versus Jeffrey, and who has the best bubble butt? No.
Oh
no.
boy.
It'll
Oh, boy.
clearly be me, but no. We're not playing that game. Give us
I'm gonna
more
be honest.
basketball, Harris.
I'm gonna be honest. My girlfriend said much to be desired. For mine.
Oof.
I know. Are
Are you Irish too?
I'm not Irish. No.
Oh.
No.
What
French.
did-
French
what
and
did that
Scottish.
mean? She likes
Well,
that?
there you
or-
go. The Scottish part is killing you.
Much to be desired. Meaning there's not a lot there.
Oh, that's
yeah,
too bad.
I know.
I'm
dude.
sorry.
I know. Thanks, Randy.
I'm
Thanks, Randy.
sorry,
I
Triple
appreciate
H.
that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's about how you bounce back, though. It's
Yeah.
about how you bounce back.
Well, you're
Like,
not
it's
going to
not-
bounce much at all with no butt. so.
Yeah, well, that's true.
That was a funny
Yeah.
one. That was
I,
a
uh,
zinger.
I was going down an escalator when I was your age, and this girl coming up the other escalator, she goes, "Go by, she's nice ass," and I was just like, "What a weird thing to be complimented for." You know what I'm saying? Because all I thought was what is the functionality of that area, and I'm just like, "Ew, why are you ew?" No,
That happens more than you think. People say that more often than you may think.
I just prefer you focus on how
Maybe not to
amazingly
you,
good
though.
looking I am.
Just kidding. Just kidding. I don't get it a lot, so I can't talk either.
Well, talk to me about some more of this basketball.
Right. Well, I mean, let's see. So we talked about the SEC. We talked about the Big Ten. I want to go more on the Big 12 because U of A is in an interesting spot. They're probably looking at a 5 or 6 seed. And with Arizona, with Arizona against Kansas, it goes back to exactly what we talked
Let me
about.
ask you a question. Can
Yes.
they lose? Can they lose in the Big 12 tournament and they're still going to go to the big tournament?
Yeah, they're good enough. Their resume is good enough. There's like
God, I hate that about them.
yeah, I know. See, that's something that ASU does not.
Yeah,
does not
stop
do well.
bringing it up, Harris. We don't need your. That's where you went. So stop. We try to minimize the damage on things like that.
That's fair. That's understandable. I'm proud of my Sun Devils. I'm an ASU fan. I was there in the football game, but gosh, basketball is just tough right now. It's just a drag. It's hard not to be negative
Yeah.
sometimes, you know?
Everybody was like, "What? Bobby Hurley for another year?
Yeah, I don't know what him and that AD. I don't know what kind of voodoo magic it is. at this
Someone's
point.
got pictures."
But again, it's like ASU. I told you guys it's in this weird gray area where he hasn't been good enough for them to fire, for them to keep. Hasn't been bad enough for them to fire. But this year, they won 13 games. I think the reason why they're keeping him is the recruiting class they have coming in next year.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he's attached to all of them. If you fire him, they'll jump into the portal or something, right? Or they'll
Right. Yeah.
decommit. I don't know.
Yeah. No, that's a big. I mean, potentially they would honestly decommit and he would lose a bunch of guys, and that's what would probably happen. I'm not sure if also the ASU management wants to start over with another coach. That's a hard thing to do. Not everybody is Rick Pitino. So, but anyway, in terms of transitioning to U of A and what they're doing right now, well, at the moment, it comes back to the big question with them: which Caleb Love are we going to get? And I've talked about this to y'all last week. The Caleb Love, they've gotten a Caleb Love that I think it was against Wisconsin. It was last year. He dropped like 30 points and they were number 1 in the country at the time. And then you get the Caleb Love that goes 2 for 15 against Clemson and they lose earlier than expected in the Sweet 16. So it's which one are you going to get? That's going to decide their season. That's going to decide this Big 12 game against Kansas.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, would love a Gonzaga U of A matchup.
It's probably not going to happen because Gonzaga's looking at around us. First off, Gonzaga
Well,
is
he was thinking to be the Zaga to 5, U Arizona at a 12.
That's not going to happen. Arizona's pretty firmly put right now in the 5 to 6 line. They could get I don't even know if they could get a 4. Maybe if they win the Big 12 and the committee gives them a nod. Gonzaga is looking at probably a 7 to 8 seed right now. Now, Gonzaga, let me tell you, is a 7 to 8 seed that no 2 or no 1 wants any part of because they're dangerous. They're very dangerous.
Average Joe says the new guy really needs a new nickname. Triple H is like a huge wrestler, and look at Harris. He's
the opposite.
It's called irony, Average Joe. It's called irony.
Come on, get used to it. It is called irony.
Moist One says, couldn't Hurley's wife be the one threatening a lawsuit?
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Why would that be?
Yeah, there was
an
a
incident.
big to-do that happened a few years back.
Oh, I actually don't know much about this.
Well, it had to do with a booster and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, interesting.
all right. So, what are the games that we need to pay attention to here in the next couple of days? What's the big stuff? Where should our eyes be?
Honestly, Iowa and Illinois
Which is on right now.
Right now, that's a big one.
Way
It's
to
an
push the
intriguing
listeners
one.
away from the show, kid.
Hey, they can listen and watch the game. They can listen and watch the game. But anyway, in terms of some other games, Oregon and Michigan State tomorrow is going to be good. Honestly, we don't know. It's funny because it's champ week, so we don't know who's going to play. We only know what tournaments are going to be. So the question is going to be, honestly, who are going to be the bid stealers? So if, say, George Mason wins the A10, do they put VCU in despite them not winning the A10? And that probably knocks Texas out. That knocks someone else out. Obviously, we've talked about the WAC tournament with GCU. I think that's intriguing. So the biggest things to keep an eye on are those conference tournaments. I would say the SEC is the biggest one, and then probably the Big East with St. John's. That's a really intriguing one as well. So
I
gosh,
don't know.
there's so many.
Randy, he's talking about the A10. I mean, I think at this time of day, you want to be on the 202 or
Yeah.
the 101.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know about the 10.
Even the 142. I mean,
Yeah.
you're trying to sidetrack a little bit.
You use that 303 in the West Side that much?
Oh yeah. That's nice. That's
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
What do they call it? Is it still the 202, the thing that loops around back behind South Mountain?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Where
the
you're
202.
like,
Yeah.
we're just going to sneak past South Phoenix.
Fun
That's
fact,
what we're going to do.
I got rear-ended there.
Oh my goodness.
Mhm.
Is that a euphemism or?
I got rear-ended.
No,
No,
you actually were in a
I
car
was
accident.
actually in a car accident there. I got rear-ended. Yep.
Got it.
Wow.
Someone just traffic stop, bam.
Well,
on the
that's
hallway.
why your back end is flat then. I mean,
Wow, that explains a lot. Listen, we got to take a break. We'll be back hour 2. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part, they accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide, based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
These days, figuring out what, where, and how to watch TV is out of control. And so is the cost. That's why I'm psyched I found Philo. Live TV from A&E, Discovery, MTV, and all the channels I love. A huge library of movies and shows, and an unlimited DVR to save them. I also get AMC Plus and all their blockbuster hits. All this for just $28 a month when you sign up at philo.tv. Give it a try, risk-free at philo.tv.
All right, so there we were, cruising through the new open air zoo when I realized that the park was closing in like 15 minutes. That's when the afternoon took an exciting turn. Luckily, we were in my Nissan Rogue. With its powerful DC turbo engine, well, we had more than enough time to see all the animals. Whoa. And outrun a few.
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Now, Nissan offers 6 vehicles starting under $30,000 MSRP. Shop at your local Nissan store or at nissanusa.com. 2024 Nissan Altima, Kicks, Leaf, Rogue, Sentra, and Versa. All prices are manufacturer suggested retail price. Manufacturer suggested retail price excludes destination and handling charges, tax, title, license, and options. Dealer sets actual prices.
Multivitamins are your partners in health. Their nutrients are key to your daily well-being, especially if you're planning to become pregnant. A multivitamin rich in folic acid can help you have a healthier pregnancy and prevent birth defects. That's why the Arizona Department of Health Services is offering a free 3-month supply of daily vitamins with folic acid. To get your free vitamins, go to azdhs.gov/PowerMe-A2C.
Sponsored by the Arizona Department of Health Services.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5, win or lose. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. And see why it's never ordinary at Bet365.
21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. T&Cs apply.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Harris Hicks. See, that's how you should introduce it, like James
Triple
Bond.
H, you mean?
Harris Hicks in the control room. I'm this not comfortable talking. You guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And Baker's Cocky Hen says, yeah, Harris looks more like a 4-H kid than a Triple H.
Wow.
Were you in 4-H? Were you in the Future Farmers of America? Were you in any of that?
I was not.
Animal husbandry type classes and whatever?
No, I was not. No.
Raven Kid says, all right, Harris, all right. Where's GCU going to be seated?
I think GCU is going to be around a 14, maybe 13 seed. Is where their bracketologists are predicting them to be. I think that
even after that loss to Abilene.
Yes, I do. Because there were some teams. Here's why. There were some teams like, say, Central Connecticut that lost to St. Francis, Pennsylvania, and like Furman, who lost to Wofford, that were going to be really high seeds. But because those teams lost and these like 15 loss conference champions automatically get in, GCU gets bumped up a little bit. So that's why ultimately. Yeah.
Killer Rabbit says, I got golf on the TV and I'm listening to you, gentlemen. You can do sports, TV, and listen to great radio. Go Jayhawks, he says.
Yeah.
Thank you, Killer
Sounds
Rabbit.
like the life. That's awesome.
So we got all sorts of things that we do need to discuss. But first off, I think I think we need to give Harris maybe some daily advice.
Okay. Daily advice.
Well, we're old people and he's a young guy, and maybe a little if we can hold his attention long enough, maybe a little advice here and there might be. Here's something. First, I'm going to start with the relationship part of this. By the way, do you still have a girlfriend?
I do.
Haven't seen you in a while, so I don't know.
Yeah.
So here's the thing.
Thanks for asking.
My habit is I don't fart around girls. Especially not the person I love. I try to lift them above that of my buddies. So whenever I'm around, I don't hock and loogies, and I don't fart. Now, other people, that's different, and I'm not saying it's wrong if you do. I'm just saying for me, it's just one way of showing respect, and I lift her above that of my pals, who, when I'm around them, I will blast ass.
Oh yeah,
without hesitation.
And does frequently. Yeah,
I'm Olympic.
I'm sure he does.
I'm Olympic qualified.
Oh,
when
yeah.
it comes to farting.
Yeah. Not only in sound.
I'm the gold medalist.
Well, I don't know. We'll have to have a fart off because Jeffrey doesn't give you just good resonance, but he gives you a great flavor as well.
Oh, man.
One of my claims to
jack of all
fame
trades.
is when I was my date was inside. I was at her apartment, and my date was inside, just getting a jacket or something. And so I took that opportunity, and because the door was closed, and from across the parking lot, I woke up a homeless guy. All of a sudden, this guy sat up. He's like, "Bah!" And I was very proud of myself. But then when she came up to open the door, her eyes were all big. I was like, "Oh, she heard it."
It happens.
Last date. Anyway, so, I try to not do that around women, but especially the woman I love. So, I mean, take that for whatever you want. But there are some other reasons, though, not to ever hold one in.
Can I say this, Randy? I mean, Jeffrey and Randy, both of you guys.
He's trying to call me Randy.
I know. I don't know why I've done that. But I'll say this. You know what? I think if you guys are comfortable enough to where you can just fart
Sure.
and rip it in front of each other?
I guess.
Yeah, why
But
not?
let her be the one to establish the comfort. Be a gentleman. Let her be the one that establishes that. You know what I'm saying? Because some girls will even say, "I don't think you should have to hold it." And some people, and if that's the kind of girl, then that's fine. If that's what the girl does,
I think it comes back to reading the room.
there's no wrong answer. It's just something I have decided to do without being asked. Did I just do that to lift her above that of others? That's all. It's a respect thing on me. It doesn't mean it's disrespectful of anyone else. But if you need some reasons to let it fly, here are 6 reasons you should never hold one in. All right. And by the way, you don't have to just at any time. You can walk out of the room. You can go into the restroom, or you can just walk outside. But so here's the reasons. One reason is diverticulitis. Diverticulitis, am I saying that right? It's when air pockets form in your digestive tract and cause inflammation. It's painful.
Oh,
so
no. Do you guys have what's it called?
Diverticulitis.
There you go.
Have you had it before?
I don't know.
Any
I just
guys have?
fart.
Yeah. See?
I don't have it.
But you said you held it in. You
Well,
said
I
you
held it in front of her, but I'm not around her all the time. Like right
She's
here,
your
right
wife.
now, in this situation, I'm farting constantly. In fact, when I'm in studio, constantly, I just don't have stankies, so people who are in there with me don't know it.
Yeah.
So the other thing is can lead to heartburn. Indigestion leads to the heartburn, and so that could happen. Indigestion's the other one. You can cramp from it. Holding it too long causes inflammation in the gut, and that leads to cramping.
Yeah.
That's painful.
Terrible feeling.
Bloating. You feel like a bloatation device. You just you get all like extended, makes your stomach balloon. I don't feel good.
It's just like, would you rather fart or would you rather just be bloated? That's why
what I'm
I say,
saying.
yeah.
But see, again,
even in front of your wife though, or
just be
girlfriend
polite
or
about
whatever
it.
may
Just
be.
try to be a gentleman. And the last part, this is the worst. If you hold it in too much, it can cause mouth gas.
Yeah, that's a scientific fact. Yeah.
When you hold it in, gas can reabsorb into your bloodstream, causing you to with your mouth. It's odorless, but that's still gross. It's mouth gas.
We don't want that. No mouth gas.
So, you do what you want to do in your relationship. I'm not trying to tell people how to live their life. But I'm just saying, at least try to be a gentleman about it.
Or when you get to be my age, you have no control. It just happens. And all you can do is, dear God, I'm sorry.
My mom, I call her Southwest. She's Southwest gas. She just constantly. She's like 75 years
Is your mom
old.
listening?
If she is, she's all right.
Probably. Yeah. She's
Says,
good.
yep.
We were hanging out and we were in line for something.
Did she
and
just
I'm
rip
like,
one?
Well, I didn't know it was her. And I'm like,
It's like, hey, Jeffrey, watch this. And then
no.
just rip one.
We were just standing in line. She's very polite, very proper lady. And then I lean over to her. I'm like, somebody just blasted ass over here. And she's like, oh, I know. Later, she's like, by the way, that was me.
See, I wish she claims it, man. I wish she claims it.
Walter Mellon says, was Raven Kid kind of calling out Harris about GCU? Well, no, doesn't Raven Kid go to GCU?
Last time I heard he did. Yeah.
Yeah. Did I read it like he was calling him out? Just the tip says one popper in bed while you're asleep. That's forgivable, but a full tread trombone blast that you could have held in, you'll be single soon if you keep that up.
Listen, you don't just like Jeffrey says, blast ass just whenever when it hits you, whenever it feels good, just do it. No, that's it. But there are. Oh my God, I'm 63 now, and my body has changed immensely, and I have run down the hallway. Squirting out little puffers as I go, apologizing to Kim as I go.
Hey,
we'd run across the room and go with each step, and you're like,
When I was in third grade, I accidentally did that. I did.
Oh boy,
yeah. It
Well,
wasn't my finest moment.
Well, there you go.
I've crop dusted many a mall food court.
Yeah. I'm a crop dusting gold medalist here. Like you're Olympic qualifying. I'm gold
not
medalist.
qualifying, winning. Trust me. Wilbur says, Harris, what Jeffrey's trying to tell you is never say the following phrase. It's better to burp and taste it than it is to fart and waste it. Jeffrey does not believe in that.
No.
Baker's Cocky Hen says bad breath, nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea. What is this, a Pepto commercial or something?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
Medicine commercial.
I don't know. We're just
Thought
talking
this
about farts, but fart becomes diarrhea.
Thought we
Boy,
were
are
done
you in
from a
trouble.
break. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, oh, and by the way, here's some more advice for Harris. Hey, do you get dry, itchy eyes? Sounds like about to do an ad, doesn't it?
Yeah, it kind of sounds like I'm in a medicine commercial.
Do you get the dry, itchy eyes?
Occasionally.
Because
Not
you're
really.
outside doing stuff with the ball games and stuff.
Not
You
really.
use the eye drops?
No, I've
Okay.
never had to use that.
If you ever do, be careful. There's this thing happening. The ERs are overrun with people who've been mistaking nail glue with eye drops. You know,
Oh,
like
my God, yes.
Where you
Yeah.
glue the fake
Yeah,
nails
oh, yeah.
on.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
It's in a container that looks just like eye drops.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they'll grab it and like, and there now their eyes are all glued
Yeah.
shut.
Now they're in trouble. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, don't do that.
Oh.
That's all I'm saying. Read the
No
bottle.
way.
Read the bottle.
Yeah.
So let's talk a moment about what's going on with the Texas Longhorns. No, not about them winning the game in double overtime over Texas A&M. This is something else, and it does not bode well. And I don't know if this means things will be vacated. I don't know how this plays out, but they have self-reported 5 NCAA violations related to sports betting.
Oh,
2
boy.
football players are behind this, and I guess there's 5 people who totaled almost $15,000 in impermissible bets. They did this as a group, and the wagers were placed with the daily fantasy sports site Prize Picks. And I
So
guess
they were player props.
yeah, this
Yep.
is really not great. So I don't know. I don't know what this means for Texas, but yeah, some people are in a whole lot of trouble there in Austin.
When are these guys going to learn? They can be caught pretty easily. There's no real foolproof way of not getting caught. I mean, when are these guys
Well,
going to just learn that?
Yeah, they have this service called Profibet, and
Yep.
that is how they caught them. Is using this service called Profibet. It works with the colleges and the universities that monitors sports
Mhm.
betting activity and can pick up on stuff like that, which I think is
Very
amazing.
effective. Yeah. One player, guys, placed a $10,000 bet.
Blimey. Gee whiz, I wonder why that got attention.
For a college player, that is a heck of a lot of money. And Prize Picks, for reference, only does player props. It doesn't do spreads, money lines. So that means they were betting on one specific player. Makes it really interesting.
Yeah, that is not great.
Not great for them at all.
So
No.
we'll see what happens in that. But yeah, Texas in trouble on the illegal betting. Hey, Randy.
Yes?
Real fast. Navy Brad says he's got a weather report from Greenway Road in Cave Creek. He says
Oh,
it's
no kidding.
heavy rain there. If you come
Wow.
across a couple of white chairs out there, they're mine. The
Okay.
wind took them.
Okay.
But maybe this is a good time for a weather report. Things
Oh,
are starting
sure.
to look a little sketchy out
A
there.
little sketchy outside. Yeah, sure. From the Harmon Solar Studios Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Randy White. We're currently in Burnt Corn, Alabama at 77 under wispy clouds. Here in the valley, it's 52. And I say that because there's rain all over the place. North Valley, South Valley, East, West, Mesa, Goodyear, Gilbert, Litchfield Park. It's raining everywhere. And it's 52 and it feels like 38. And the rain's going to continue through this evening. And then tomorrow, another chance of rain and a high of 70s. Again, it's 52. Be careful, lots of rain and wind out there today.
I don't see any rain out my window, Randy.
I see a lot of wind.
Why have your weather forsaken me? I don't want wind.
Oh, there's a
Wind
lot of
ain't watering my plants, Harris.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wind doesn't get the plants watered, and I don't have any rain.
I like some wind, but I love some rain. We got some rain recently. It's been great. I mean, there's nothing like raining in Arizona. You just see it's just a great feeling.
Sure, there is. Run around in the sprinklers.
It's not coming from the sky. Come on.
You know what? You are really picky. Just a Tip says it's rainy, but it's not raining where I'm at. You know, we're training like we need to build an ark, though, at 32nd Street and Greenway. Well, be ready for anything.
Jeffrey, do you like running the sprinklers? Do you do that often?
Running through the sprinklers?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't done that in a long time.
Maybe it's time.
It's so hot out here. You can run through the sprinklers and you turn around, you're already dry. And you're like, what was the point of that?
Yeah. Still, it's pretty fun in the moment.
T-Licious says it's glorious outside. Just wasn't ready for that wind and rain on my back when I walked to my car. Yeah, this sneaks up on you, though. Moist One says rain makes corn. Corn makes whiskey. I'm all for the rain. Don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining about the rain. Love me some rain. I wish it was raining all the time.
Yeah.
Wife and I went for a walk with the dogs yesterday afternoon, and the clouds were overhead. It was perfect. I was like, God, I wish it was like this every time we walked, you know?
Yeah.
And she's like, well, that means we need to move.
Do you sleep better in the rain or worse in the rain?
I sleep inside my house. So,
well, when it's raining outside, does it,
I
make
love
you
it.
sleep better? Yeah. Yeah.
I love it. I love it when it's
Awesome.
raining. It's very soothing. Thunderstorms, I'll sleep through that too, because then I start having war dreams, you know?
Yeah.
Bombs are going off.
Right.
You know, it makes it a more exciting dream out there.
Right. Yeah. One time I was camping in the Grand Canyon and it unexpectedly started raining.
Yeah. Were you in a tent or just sleeping out there?
We were in a tent, but
Yeah.
it still sucked. We got a really good tent and it was a rough one. Let me tell you, but
Hefty
it brought us
Lefty
closer.
says, don't care if it's raining. Bahama Bucks at 32nd Street and Greenway sounds delicious right now. What's Bahama Bucks?
Yeah. What is that?
Never heard of what kind of food or whatever that is. T-Licious says, so saying there's a chance, Randy. And he just sent me a picture. Stanford playing against the St. Louis Cardinals. I don't know if it's St. Louis. Is it St. Louis?
The baseball team?
Louisville.
Oh, Louisville.
It's
Yeah.
college. Stanford Trees versus Louisville Cardinals.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's 9-6.
Oh, stop the count. Stop the count.
Of course, I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at his picture of it. So who knows what the actual score is right now.
I actually have it right up on the TV and it is 9-6.
All right. Well, I got one for you.
Yes.
Texas Tech is beating Baylor by 7 right now in the first. It's
Yes.
got 13 minutes left there.
Yeah.
All right. You said something about Bahama Bucks.
Yeah. What is that?
It's original shaved ice. They've got a shaved ice place. It looks pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you
Bahama
ever had the
Bucks.
Italian ice?
Love
It's always like a
shaved-
little hair
shaved
on
ice
it.
is awesome.
It's got they got all kinds of look, they put nutrition, allergens, and ingredients in
They
there.
put allergens in it?
Allergens. Yeah, it says right here allergens. Oh yeah.
Why would you
Yeah.
want allergens?
Well, it just says they have allergens in their.
You
in
don't
their,
want allergens in things.
I don't
That-
know why you'd want allergens in there, but it looks like shaved ice. Yeah. Mhm.
Well, coming up this afternoon, you got Mississippi State and Missouri. You got USC and Purdue. You got SMU and Clemson.
SMU.
SMU. And then you got Oklahoma trying to. A lot of this is all Daniel and David and Goliath stuff because that's the way these little tournaments work. The worst team plays the best team. They're like, let's just get this over with, I guess.
Well, right now it's just the regional tournaments. It's not the big.
Well, I know in any tournament though, that's what they
yeah.
do. The worst plays the best.
Well, yeah,
they clear that crap out, and then they get
Yeah.
on to real business.
Oklahoma went unbeaten. Fun fact here in conference play or non-con and lost 14 games, I think, 13 games in the
Mhm.
SEC. That shows you how good the SEC is this
So
year. in
they're
basketball.
unranked and they're taking on 15 Kentucky.
Yes, they are. Kentucky's sitting right now on the 3 line, so they're looking in a
Alright.
good spot. Maybe could get up to the 2, but they need a lot to happen.
I'm gonna break down your scores real fast. Georgia Tech defeated by Dookie, and Houston beat the Colorado Buffalo. St. John's took down Butler decisively,
Significantly.
78-57.
Yes.
A nice matchup between BYU and Iowa State has the Mormons on top, 96-92.
Yes.
And let's see, we told you about the Longhorns
Yes.
beating Texas A&M. Northwestern defeated by number 18 Wisconsin. Oregon, 23 is their ranking. Indiana, they have no ranking, and they go home now because it was 72 to 59.
Indiana's in rough shape, man.
Mhm.
They are in because they are going to be biting their nails by Selection Sunday, and you have to ask Mike Woodson now his 4th year. I think I don't know if he's won a tournament game, but if he has, he's only won one. He's won one tournament game, one. So you have to ask yourself, is he the solution? Do they let go of him? Who's going to be the next guy?
Packed up most of his favorite stuff from his office.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're going to probably find they're going to be an interesting one. Ben McCollum from Drake could go to Indiana. I've been hearing that. That's a possibility.
And finally, a close one. Marquette just survives Xavier.
Ooh, I watched that. Xavier was winning that entire game, and Marquette came back at like the last minute. Cam Jones had a heck of a game from Memphis, Tennessee, right? Very close to me. So there you go.
Well, it's very
Shout out
far
Cam
from
Jones.
us, but it was 89-87 Marquette, so
Yep.
they survived that scare. So, all right, we got to take a break. When we come back, let's move on to some other things. We have tons of football going on with the free agency. We have some NBA stuff, some other things. We'll talk about it all when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to goodrx.com/GLP. That's goodrx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Hi, guys. Jeffrey O'Brien here. Have you ever gone to HarmonSolar.com? Well, you really need to, because everything you ever wanted to know about how solar power can save you big on your monthly electric bill is right there. It's online. Through your phone or through your computer, you can learn about tax credits, the equipment they use, look at how they do things for businesses as well as homeowners, see testimonials from happy customers, and I hear they got a pretty good podcast, too. Check it out. Go to HarmonSolar.com. That's HarmonSolar.com.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024 by USA Today, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices. Just $189.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 500,000 happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your boat, boat wins.
What are you going to do? Take a boat out for a spin or go mail something? Boat wins! Are we cleaning the patio or taking the boat out fishing? Boat wins! Are we skipping that eye exam to go sailing? Boat wins!
Rescheduling eye exams can be a nightmare.
All right, fine. Eye exam, then boats.
With Progressive, you can bundle your boat with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings on your boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states and situations.
The Rich Eisen Show. Seattle's remaking. They're remaking, and they're going to go to run first, throw off of the run. And if you got Sam Darnold there pulling the trigger, and you hope that last year wasn't an outlier, that Sam's all grown up, and you go to work with him, I imagine that's what it is. Kenneth Walker and the rest of the running game and that offensive line and the defense that they're building there, that seems to be their plan up in the Pacific Northwest.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at 9 a.m. on 1580, The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Moist One says Mike Woodson is retiring after this year.
Wow.
Yes, he is.
Effie Leffy says, it's too bad you didn't air the Big Sky tournament last week. They call it Starch Madness because they play in Idaho. Oh, that's fun.
Awesome.
Baker's
that.
Cocky Hen says, now I'm stuck imagining Harris tucked in between Seth Green, Matthew Lillard, and Dax, cuddling after hearing his story, and him ending it with, brought us closer together. Wow, that is a deep dive. I don't think he knows the movie you're talking about.
I don't know the movie you're talking about, but it seemed pretty profound.
Was that Road Trip? What was that? Is that right? Was it Road Trip?
I don't know. I've never seen it. Randy, you know?
I couldn't tell you.
I think it was Road Trip. Correct us, Baker Cocky Hens. Donnie says it's nasty outside.
Yeah.
Oh, he
Good
must have very
observation,
reflective windows in his house because he just seen himself.
Wow.
I was going to say maybe he's looking at a
Wow.
mirror.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, no, it was called Without a Paddle. Oh, that's right. That's right. And then those girls with the hairy leg. Okay, I'm just not going to spoil it. Not like Harris is going to watch it, but Amaya D says shaved ice.
Awesome. Love
shaved ice. Yeah, well, they have the shaved ice there. Yeah.
Maybe that should be a new texture nickname too.
Shaved ice
should be.
Shaved ice
is. That could
This
be.
is
Yeah,
shaved
I could make
ice.
that work.
Yeah. Be
Can
up there
you-
with
you can
Moist
make
One
that
in the name
work.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I can make that work.
You
Shaved
found the
ice.
Triple H music.
Yeah.
You can make shaved ice a texture nickname.
What can't he do?
Can you fix the sun?
No.
It's too much. Too far.
Unfortunately, the Suns are unfixable until the offseason. They're going to have to wait. I don't know if that means Kevin Durant goes away or Kevin Durant and Devin Booker go away. I think it's terrible that we're kind of hamstrung with the third of those guys, Bradley Beal. It doesn't seem as though he can be packaged and sent anywhere with those guys. So we're stuck with him for a bit. But I feel like the only way to fix this team is to break it down and get some young. How about Mikal Bridges, though, last night, Jeffrey? You talk about a guy that you've always wanted to be here. And
Well,
you
I never
really
wanted
didn't
him
want
to leave.
You didn't want him to go away in the Kevin Durant trade. First New York Knicks since 1969 to score 30 and kill the opponent with a last-second field goal.
Don't make me feel sad. Although
Love the Knicks, man.
the only interesting thing about the Suns losing to the Rockets last night, 111 to 104, was that scuffle between Adams and Plumlee. I still don't understand who was the bad guy there, because it looked like it was Adams, but then people are saying no, it was Plumlee was doing it. I mean, you know how they'll hook an arm and whatever.
Yeah.
But they got all tangled up, and then they went down on the ground, and Plumlee just looked like he pile drives Adams.
But Adams always has reminded me of Lurch from the Adams family.
I like that guy though.
You know
Adams,
what I mean?
he's a-
Steven Adams is awesome.
This is a guy you don't want to go in at the rim against. You know what I mean? Steven Adams,
He'll hurt
or
you.
at least he used to be. I don't know if he's still that kind of intimidator, but clearly the Suns are being taken advantage of under the basket. I don't know. Triple H knows way more about this. Jeffrey, you know way more about this than I do, but you could see it last night. Houston was making a joke out of the Phoenix Suns not having a presence under the hoop.
Yeah. They got outscored points in the paint. The Suns did. They got out rebounded. Offensive rebounds. They had less of that than the Rockets. So, I mean, yeah, ultimately it comes back to the thing we've been talking about with them, which is the lack of inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So there you go. There's really nothing else to be said exactly other than that.
Well, we got 24 games left, 22 games left.
No, less
I think,
than that,
I think the thing that's the hardest with the Suns faithful, the Suns hardest fans, is there are two NBA teams who are above the second tax apron right now. The Celtics and the Suns. And so when you spend that much money, it is only natural human instinct to have a high expectation. You're like, okay, we're spending as much as the Boston Celtics, who just won a championship last year. We're championship or bust at this point, right? And you're not even making the play-in.
16 games ahead of us, and it doesn't look good.
Yeah. So
it
that
doesn't look good.
That's the hard part is the Suns is when you look at this roster, you have to change your expectations and you're like, okay, you know what? This is a middling of the league roster, right? You have the stars, but outside of those, you really don't have the complementary pieces, as we've talked about repeatedly now. I sound like I'm beating a dead horse here, but you know, it needs to be said.
No, it'd be a dead horse. This sounds like this.
Wow.
And then the horse is dead, so it doesn't
And the horse
make
is dead,
any
and
noise.
so
You just end
it's
up getting sweaty and tired
kicking
from
it,
just beating
getting
it.
sweaty and yeah, right.
I didn't realize that's what beating a dead horse sounded like.
I've never
mean,
beat a dead horse.
Wow.
Me personally.
Like,
That's loud.
oh my God, that right there.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, you're beating a dead horse right there.
See?
It sounds. See, I thought beating a dead horse sounded like this. I thought that was beating a dead horse.
That's the finishing move right there.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Sorry about
That's
that.
like your John Cena move.
Okay. All right. I just.
Oh, the horse thing at the end. Yeah.
Baker's cocky hen says Steven Adams is Aquaman. I thought he does look like him, doesn't he? Look like
Aquaman?
Aquaman.
See, I thought he looked more like Lurch to me for some reason.
You know, when
No,
all
no.
these NBA players are showing up to games in these expensive suits, Steven Adams shows up in his pajamas with flip flops. Never change.
Oh, yeah.
Steven
Adams looks like
Never
if he
change.
does look like Lurch, he looks like a Lurch that's going to steal your wife. You know what I mean? Whoa! I've had
Easy.
some things fall.
Easy.
You good there, Jeffrey?
That was from beating that horse earlier.
Yeah, from beating the
Potentially.
horse.
Yeah.
Revenge of
Oh,
Trigger.
the horse. Yeah.
Hefty Lefty says, you know, I never saw Road Trip, but I enjoyed Euro Trip. Rest in peace, Michelle Trachtenberg. I've
Who?
never seen her in anything.
I really
but
haven't seen it.
Yeah,
Who's
I guess
that?
she was on Buffy the. Wait, was it Buffy the Vampire?
Hmm.
Oh, I don't know, but thank you, Hefty.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, the Suns got Sacramento on Friday night. Hooray!
Light that beam. Light that beam.
Hey, so this was sad to hear. Oliver Miller passed away. Remember him?
Oh,
The
yeah.
Big O.
The Big O.
Yeah, he was a bench player basically. I think he started sometimes, but he was he was great at Arkansas. This is way before your time, Harris, but
Yeah.
he was a good player, and then he got to the NBA, and then when Charles Barkley says you need to lose some weight, yeah, that tells you've gone too far at the buffet, and he really struggled with that. Played in a couple of different places. I mean, a lot of places. He's played for the Suns, the Pistons, Raptors, Mavericks, Kings, Timberwolves. Played in Europe. Played anywhere they'd let him, and then he ended up with the Globetrotters for a minute. So I don't know what he died of. They haven't released that. It's just kind of sad. And I remember watching him being like, look at this kid. And him and I are the same age.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know.
Way too young to pass away. 54 years old.
I agree.
Too bad.
At being 54, I completely agree. It's way too young. But
Yeah.
anyways, that was sad to hear right there.
Yeah.
So
That
I
is sad.
don't know what this means. I don't know what this means. What I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
I think I know what it means. I feel like it means the people who own the Tampa Bay Rays are eyeballing Vegas. Or no, wait, the A's are going there. Eyeballing someplace else. Because here's what happened. Remember when the storm tore up their
Tropicana.
By the way,
their field.
Genius move. Let's have a cloth roof. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I believe it was
in
plastic,
Tampa.
but yeah.
Yeah.
In Tampa.
Yeah.
So Tampa Bay Rays, their ballpark got jacked up by the weather, and then they're like, you know what, we're looking to build a $1.3 billion stadium in St. Petersburg, right there. And so they're like, you know what, we're not sure we're going to fix this. Maybe we're just going to play where Steinbrenner's field over there, and we're going to go and build us a new place.
Well,
now they've come out and said, yeah, we've decided not to go forward with the stadium plans.
Wow.
Sounds
Wow.
like a team that is
On the
looking for
move.
a new home.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Tampa Bay, it's a sad story. Tampa Bay came into baseball. They were an expansion team
Right around
along
the
with
D-backs,
the
yeah.
Arizona Diamondbacks. So
Yes.
that same year, Tampa Bay came into the league. Diamondbacks came into the league. Fortunately, we got to be National League, the National League representative. They were the American League. Tampa Bay never, even though they've had some success in Tampa Bay, they've never really taken off as a successful franchise for some reason. I don't know why. When Joe Madden was there as the manager, he brought in a lot of young talent. He developed a lot of youngsters that have gone on to be great ball players that have gone on to win world championships. They just couldn't seem to put one together in Tampa Bay. And then it became sort of like the old Montreal Expos, Jeffrey. I don't know if you remember back, but when the Washington Nationals were still in Montreal, and that team was sitting there in Montreal at the Olympic Stadium there. There was like 2,500 people going,
and that was a
1,500
weird
people,
stadium,
and it was this cavernous, gigantic stadium.
Yep.
And so they ended up moving the team to Washington.
Yep.
And it's been a great fit. Now Montreal's crying because they don't have a Major League Baseball franchise. Well, same thing's kind of happening in Tampa Bay. They don't get a lot of people to show up and watch that. Of course, in Miami, they're not. The Marlins are not, and they've won 2 world championships. They haven't had a great following either. So
I know where the Tampa Bay Rays are going, Randy.
All right, where are they going? Utah.
What makes you say that?
Because they're stealing everybody else's teams.
Yeah.
And Vegas already has the A's. So where would you be thinking of going? You need a place that can sustain a professional team. And Salt Lake City has done so with basketball. They got a hockey team. They just need a football team and a baseball team. So why not go for baseball team?
Can I say this? When talking about the Rays, right? They've been uber successful. I think before last year, they had 6 straight winning seasons. They've been very good. Very good.
They've been a great franchise. It's just they can't get a following.
Right.
And discount talent.
So here's when right? I was watching, I think it was the Rays and either the Rangers or the Guardians, 2023 or 2022. I know I was watching a Rays game, and I remember watching it, and a camera guy panning to the upper deck. This is a playoff game. This is a wild card game. And to see that upper deck completely empty.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they do not have a fan following in Tampa Bay for whatever reason. Tampa Bay has an NHL team. They sell that place out all the time.
Sell it out.
Tampa Bay Bucks, they sell out the Raymond James Stadium or whatever it is.
That they do.
The Pirate Stadium there in Tampa Bay. But as far as the Rays go, nobody goes to the ball game.
But let me
nobody
say this.
goes.
Let me say this. When you're that good, right, as the Rays have been, a consistently well-run franchise, you're that good, and you can't get a following like that, that's when all right, I think it's time to make a change. I think it's time to move. You talked about Utah, Jeffrey. Now, I'm biased because I'm from here, but Nashville would embrace a baseball team because baseball in the South, SEC baseball, where I'm from,
I don't know. Tennessee doesn't have any real professional sports teams in it.
Nashville does. The Predators,
the Titans. I know what he's saying. I know what he's getting at.
He got both of us.
No, he got me. He got me for the first second, and then
you saw the
smile,
his tricks, the AFC style smile.
That AFC South smile. Me and Jeffrey, we know it all too well.
Yeah,
we know it all too well. But I'll say this about the Rays, man: when you are winning near 100 games, and you're in the playoffs, the climax of your season. This is 3 years after a World Series run. Granted, it was COVID, but still. Yeah. And you can't sell it out in the biggest moment. Ooh. Also, I will say, in the fans' defense, Tropicana, it's a rough sell. It's a rough sell to try to get some fans in there. And when you have a cheap owner, it can hurt things at points. I'll say that.
Well, I think you're probably right there. I mean, another cheap owner situation where he doesn't want to put out
like
anything.
The White Sox. Yeah, and the A's. So, exactly.
I feel like Tampa Bay has had a wonderful run, and it's too bad that the people of Tampa Bay don't support the ball club.
It's crazy to me because Tampa Bay is a top 15 market in the U.S. Also, the Cuban population there is nuts, and they love baseball.
Harris can't stand some Cubans. He just can't stand the Cubans.
I didn't say that. I just said they love baseball.
Hear in your voice.
So it should work. It should work, but
your disdain for the Cubans is evident.
So
putting words out of my mouth, Jeffrey.
So let me ask this question.
Yes, Randy.
And I know we're in Phoenix and not in Miami or Tampa Bay.
Well, there's still Cubans here, Harris. So watch yourself.
Isn't the Cuban population in Miami much greater than it is in Tampa Bay?
I don't quite know.
So, why can't the Marlins get a following? Are they not marketing to the Cuban market? Are they not friendly enough towards the Cuban culture, the diverse culture they have in Miami? Well, I mean, it's not just Cuban. I mean, there's all nationalities there. There's people from every corner of the earth there in Miami.
Yeah.
Why can't they get the Marlins off the ground?
on paper, the Marlins and Rays should work with flying colors. A big market, massive market in South Florida, diverse population the diverse population coming from a baseball loving background. On paper, it should work with flying colors.
But they're not
it
investing
doesn't.
in the players.
But it doesn't. For some
And that's
reason,
why.
it doesn't. And I don't quite know why.
It's because
But
they're
maybe
not
that.
investing in what's on the field. They're
Yeah.
not investing in the players.
So maybe again,
and they sort of got this bad rap from it. So even when you have a good team on the field, the thought process is them cheap bastards.
Yeah.
And you've already lost the room when you get that as your that's what my team is. We're cheap.
and in baseball, the owner is vastly important because again, there is no salary cap. Now on basketball, there's the salary cap apron, the tax apron, where they suspend your picks or they do all these other things. They tax you like crazy if you go a certain way. In baseball, there isn't that.
Well, you got to have a thing where they say you have to spend at least this much. Or
Yeah,
else.
right. I think there should be. I don't support a salary cap in any sport, me personally, but we can talk about that another day.
Yeah,
but
we got to go to a break. Random texter says, I think the Devil Rays should relocate to Butte, Montana. What says
near Moist
Butte,
One,
Montana more than a stingray?
Moist One will be
here's
the
thing.
only guy
Now,
there.
if you move the team to Salt Lake City, then a lot of new Mormon babies will be named Ray. See, it's the Tampa Bay Rays.
Right,
I mean,
right. See, if you move it to Montana, you'll get just Moist One there. It'll be just Moist One.
Just
bunch of
him
Moist
sitting there in
Ones.
his underwear, clapping up there in the upper decks. This is great. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, we got other assorted things to talk about. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out collection letters, garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance. And you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it even harder to get out of debt. Don't let tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in taxpayer assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Let them fight on your behalf, helping to put your tax problems to rest. Call the tax professionals at Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Listen up, fellow Gen Xers. Elizabeth Banks here. The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the way. We've done this before. Music videos, fanny packs, even the World Wide Web. Let's do it again and get vaccinated because we're at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Visit vaxassist.com and schedule a vaccine today. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
The Renaissance Festival is back. Weekends now through March 30th. Be ready to have a great time. Amazing adventure awaits the entire family. New shows, shopping, jousting nights, non-stop feasting. Leave your cares behind. Happiness reigns at the Renaissance Festival. It's fun and affordable. You'll love the Renaissance. Visit now through March 30th. Discount tickets available at Bashers' and Food City or online at arizona.renfestinfo.com. Presented by Delta Airlines, Bashers', Food City, Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness. Huzzah!
Start a promising career in law enforcement with the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. As an MCSO detention officer, you'll play a critical role in ensuring public safety for the 4th largest county in the United States. You'll also gain experience that can lead to a role on specialized teams like jail intelligence or special response, a leadership track, or a career as a recruit training officer. Every path comes with unlimited potential. Learn more at jobs.mcso.org. Honor the law, serve the people. Sponsored by the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office.
1580, The Fanatic.
So David Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Cardinal Art says, since we're talking the game of baseball, especially Randy. Hey, Randy, you think the Royals should call up Jack Caglianone? And could I have a strong whiskey of your preference?
Strong whiskey.
I say it's like Jack Caglianone.
He's from Florida. He was a really good college baseball player. New guy.
Did I say his name right?
Jack Caglianone.
That's close enough.
Yeah, close enough. I got the message.
Caglianone. Jack Caglianone.
Caglianone.
Well, I mean, it depends on what their needs are as a baseball team. If they want to bring up Caglianone, then it'll be good. He's an infielder, isn't he? I mean,
yeah, he is.
Do they have a need at infield, or should they wait, let him continue to start the season down in AAA or AA, and then when they have a need, bring him up and let him start playing? It all kind of depends on what the team needs. And I'm not the manager of the team. I'm not a big believer in stuffing your young talent down in the minors for a long period of time.
Really?
I think you
schemes it?
You get these guys in the system. You see where they're at, what's their level of talent, and how do they adjust. A lot of these guys they don't adjust well to Major League Baseball, Major League life.
Takes time.
There's a lot of you've got to do some self work. You got to work on your own, keep your own body in shape. You don't have a team of people at the university that are feeding you and all this. You've got to be responsible for your actions. So if you're not quite that mature yet, it may be good to be down in the minor leagues and kind of get a little more mature and then come up and play at the major leagues. That kid for I can't remember the kid for Houston. Was it Houston last year? His dad was with the Rockies for Matt Holiday. When they brought up that kid Holiday, I think they may have hurt him by bringing him up too quick.
Yeah, which happens. Think of football. Quarterbacks that get started too early.
I think you got to be a sort of a wizard to discover when these guys should come up, and I think the organization would know that at this point. But listen, what I understand, he's really a go-getter. He's a very good ball player.
Yeah, I've actually watched a good amount of Jack Caglianone. I mean, following Tennessee baseball as closely as I do, we play Florida multiple times a year, and he was a boss there. He's awesome there. Now, in terms of the situation with the Royals, now Vinny Pasquantino is their first baseman. He's at first base, and their DH is Jonathan India. So he would have to beat out Jonathan India at DH because Pasquantino, I mean, he has had trouble staying healthy. So there could be an opportunity there. But safe to say, he would probably have to beat out Jonathan India, Jonathan India, I think, was a former Rookie of the Year. At one point, he was really good. And so, in terms of them bringing up Caglianone, it could happen. There would just have to be some dominoes that would have to fall.
Well, and he's also a left-handed bat,
right? Which is a major advantage.
Yeah, it's a huge advantage depending on what you're needing him for. You're not going to let him. You can't let him start in the the infield. He's a first baseman by trade, but perhaps he could pick up a right field spot or left field spot. Let him go to work out there if his bat's really hot and you need him in the lineup. Yeah, bring him up and let him do that. He's young. He'll be fine.
Guys, Moist one actually talking actual sports.
Guys.
Moist one. Universe. He started out by saying, is that today? Yeah, that's today. He said Nashville is probably the next move.
Yep.
They
probably are.
I would say it is.
I'm here for it, man. I would love the Rays. In Nashville, I'd be the biggest Rays fan.
Well, I think they call him something else.
Yeah, you probably call him like this. Well, the lyrics.
The
I think
Tennessee
cool.
One Tooths. I don't know. They're just ideas. Just putting them out there.
Moist no, it's more of an Arkansas thing, not a Tennessee thing.
Orioles got Jackson Holiday.
Yes, Jackson Holiday.
Jackson Holiday.
He's got like. Harrison, you tell me. He's got such a huge ceiling of potential. But if you bring this kid up and you ruin his ego, he may never be any good again.
By the way, I'm just going to put it out there. Jack Caglianone in spring training, he's batting .500, right? 14 at bats, so very small sample size. I get it. An OPS of 1.874. So
Mhm.
he is slugging, right? He's making
Yeah.
contact and he's slugging. So, hey, this guy, I think Caglione, I could be wrong. He's like 6'5", 250. So the power
He's a big
freaking
kid.
off the charts.
But so here's the thing I think about. Okay, a lot of these guys look really impressive in spring training.
Yeah, a lot of them do.
Okay, and the pitchers are not working at 100% either.
No, tons
and
of
the
pitching
pitchers,
changes.
especially the high end pitchers, the elite pitchers, are working on new pitches or working on a certain mechanic, and
Yeah.
they're not really. Nobody really cares what's happening. This kid's going up there and crushing the ball.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, before you know it, you're in April, and the kid's in an 0 for 29 slump,
Right.
and
Like
can't get
Jared
his weight.
Kelenic.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would be hard to bring this kid up and see that happen.
Yeah,
too.
totally.
You don't want to do that. You want to let this kid go maybe to the minor leagues and have him on quick dial for a call up if somebody gets injured or you need him for a specific situation.
Yeah, it is very encouraging though to see a young guy as good as he is right now, because that means like if you see like for example like Gavin Sheets for the Padres is absolutely raking. I've watched it a lot. He just had a walk off to win in the ninth. Well, Gavin Sheets has been in the league for a decent amount. He played for the White Sox, and so maybe he's just on I don't quite know, but you could argue he's just on the hot phase of his hot and cold phase. When you see a player like Caglione, who is yet to get real experience in the majors, who's doing this, yes, it is spring training, and pitchers they're not quite able to find their rhythm with all the pitching changes in spring training. It is very encouraging to see a young player doing that. And those numbers are video game numbers that I mentioned to you. So I don't know, man. I think maybe not at the start of the season, but we roll around like May or June. We could be talking about it. We really could.
Maybe. I always tell Jeffrey, and I firmly believe this, the team's not fully realized until after the All-Star break, because that's when your pitchers are like, they got their A stuff going.
Yeah.
Your team is identified as who they're going to be as a team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are they going to be a power team? Are they going to be singles and just move guys around, a speed team, that sort of thing?
Like the D-backs 2023.
Bottom line, I hate to see young talent come up too early and ruin their mojo.
Yeah. Yeah. It happens.
Baker's cocky hen says Rays are moving to Dallas. Mark Cuban's buying them for some reason.
I don't think that's happening.
Yeah. Does that been actually confirmed?
I don't think that has not been confirmed. No.
Last Optimist says the White Sox owner may be cheap, but that stadium was a lot nicer than Wrigley until the Ricketts started sinking money into Wrigley.
That is just not true at all. That is I've never heard anyone compare those two stadiums remotely in anything. At Wrigley, okay, so I haven't been, but this is what I've heard from other people and what I've seen on TV. You come in, you see the brick, the old-fashioned brick. You see people that are keeping score like the old days. The fans are awesome. You see the old-fashioned board. At Wrigley, I don't even know if anything can be compared to that stadium other than maybe Fenway.
I mean, I have
Dodger.
been to Wrigley,
Yeah,
and
so
I had
have
to duck to walk in the main door. I mean, that's
Did you
how
really?
old this stadium is. Yeah.
How tall are you, Randy?
I mean, I'm only 5'9", 5'8 3/4 now. I've shrunk a little bit.
People used to
in
be
my
a
old
lot
age.
shorter, Harris, back in the 40s.
That's right. I'm like 5'8".
Kind of duck to walk in to the front door there, and everything is so close. And I mean, don't get me wrong. There's beautiful sight lines there. There's the great tradition there. I mean, everybody sings at the seventh inning, and you see the
Awesome,
brick
dude.
and all that, and it's a beautiful grass and the well-maintained turf. But
summer weather in Chicago too is awesome. It's all fantastic.
I gotta tell you, I mean, it's quite a bit outdated.
Cardinal
Honestly,
Art
yeah.
says, "Who asked you, Triple H?" I was just asking Randy. Can I have a beer now, please? I don't think anybody said that Harris wasn't allowed to talk while Randy was answering your question. Hamilton Porter says Wrigley's like the Rose Bowl. Once you get past the pomp and circumstance, the place is a dump. And I've been to both, he says.
Okay.
Wow.
I think the comparison of the Rose Bowl is accurate. I think if you're looking at it and you're saying this is a dump, you're not appreciating the history of it. Because once all these stadiums try to become modern and modernize itself and start getting named after crypto companies and sports books, you're going to look back at those stadiums and be like, man, I wish we had those. Wrigley's one of those.
I'm glad I got a chance to go to Wrigley.
Yeah.
I hate that I didn't get a chance to go to Yankee Stadium.
I've actually been.
The original Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
The original Yankee Stadium. Okay.
I've been.
I hate that I didn't get to go there. I'd love to go to Boston. I understand
I'm okay with it.
that's a festering rat hole there in
Hate-
Boston. But
hate-
it's
You don't like Boston?
Yankees. Hate the Yankees.
It's the I don't want to go to the new Yankee Stadium.
I like the Boston Red Sox when they're beating the Yankees because they tend to kind of have their number sometimes. So I kind of
Sometimes.
appreciate that. Outside of
2004.
that, I don't care about Boston.
Yeah, I say the architecture in Boston's really cool. It's a cool city.
Yeah.
Cool city.
Oh yeah.
But maybe the fans.
Yeah, Navy Devil says Major League Baseball has had expansion rumors that Nashville and then Portland, Oregon, potential new cities.
Maybe. Yeah. I've
Portland,
heard
I
Portland.
think they're loyal to the Blazers. I think they always have, they deserve more teams. But I mean, Nashville to me is the first option, especially with how popular Vandy baseball is and Tennessee baseball
Oh, yeah.
is. They
Yeah,
love
it's
the
huge
game.
there.
Yeah,
It's
they
huge there.
love the game.
So
So
you just gotta, you gotta get used to stepping over homeless people as you make your way up to the stadium there in Portland, Oregon. That's just,
you really would
park next to that tent over there. You'll be fine. Raider Trucker says, did you see the breaking news for Randy? Gardner, damn, Minshew to the Chiefs.
What?
happening?
No, I guess we know now, ladies and gentlemen.
He failed his physical.
The
How did he get
American
this?
legend,
Gardner
the greatest
Minshew, you
American,
are a Super Bowl champion.
Gardner Minshew, will get his ring, won't he? Ah, yeah.
Well, they didn't win
Yeah.
last year. What makes you think they're going to win this year?
He's going to get his ring now,
Oh
ladies
my
and
God,
gentlemen.
it's true story. Oh, 1 year deal with the Chiefs.
Oh, it's
28-year-old Gardner Minshew.
I'm here for it. The American legend, the man we need.
Wow.
That's it. That's it.
Yep.
I can see the Eagles flying in the
Oh,
sky
I can see
now.
the doves
'Cause he
soaring.
He
the
plays
clouds,
just like
the
Patrick
sun.
Mahomes.
Oh, the beaming light. Oh, it's
Wow.
beautiful. It's beautiful.
All right, listen, people, we got to take one more break here. Then we'll come back for a whole nother hour. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Oh, brother.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. Call 800-549-8866. That's 800-549-8866.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group. Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your RV, RV wins.
What, are you going to take the RV to the mountains or go pick up your dry cleaning? RV wins! Are we cleaning the gutters or taking the RV camping? RV wins! Are we getting a new passport or cruising up the coast? RV wins!
Don't forget, you got that trip to Sweden coming up.
Oh, yeah, passport, then RV.
With Progressive, you can bundle your RV with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings in your RV. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states and situations.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out collection letters, garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it even harder to get out of debt. Don't let tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in taxpayer assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Let them fight on your behalf, helping to put your tax problems to rest. Call the tax professionals at Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
AZ Preps 365, your source for all the news, info, highlights, and more. Athlete news and interviews. Talk with coaches. Keep you up to date with the changes, moves, upcoming events, and more. AZ Preps 365, Arizona's ultimate prep sports show. If you miss a minute, you miss a lot. AZ Preps 365, Saturday mornings 8 till 10 on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
My name is Mary Grace. There are a few misconceptions about Alzheimer's. It's not just memory loss.
It's the loss of mobility, the risk of falling.
For more information, contact the Alzheimer's Association at alz.org, sponsored by the Alzheimer's Association.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third
hour. All right, people, settle down because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. And your good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Harris Hicks in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And that's right, Swave Dave. Gardner Minshew got picked up. Now he can do the Kansas City style tush push.
Oh yeah. I love it. I love it. A winning guy in a winning culture.
No, that
Come
makes
on.
sense, though, Swave Dave. Why would you bring in Gardner Minshew? Just chuck him in there and let him do the physical stuff. You don't want to get because remember, there was a game where Patrick Mahomes tried the tush push and his kneecap went all the way down to his ankle, and he was
Too
out
risky.
for a while after that. So maybe that's why they're bringing him in, because for the life of me, I couldn't figure it out.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
They realize a great American when they see one, and he
Mhm.
comes with his own Eagles, his own fanfare. The women of Kansas City will be satisfied now because Gardner's in town.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Just the tip says Randy.
Yes.
You're supposed to be the weather reporter and the traffic
Yes.
reporter. Well,
Yes.
You're not the traffic reporter. You
Yeah.
don't do traffic.
I've done
here.
traffic before. I could do
I
it
know,
again.
but we don't want to do traffic here because we like the idea
Yeah.
that people who listen to the show
Don't care about the traffic.
get stuck in traffic because then they have to
Oh,
listen
yeah.
to us longer, and
Yeah.
that's
And-
great for ratings.
And they
So-
hear about traffic while being
Yeah.
stuck in traffic. That's just
Yeah. Oh,
like
that's
too
nasty.
much
taunting.
traffic.
Yeah.
That's
what that
a
is.
penalty for taunting.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
so, so no, we don't do traffic,
like
and
a-
also because the boneheads over at Total Traffic.
Uh-huh.
It's like a player that gets injured and you're making fun
Oh
of
my
him
God.
for
Yeah.
being injured.
Yeah.
Right? That's what we'd be doing. We
Well,
can't talk about
just a
traffic.
tip says I just drove up the street for beverages for tonight's poker session, and at least 25% of the cars had their lights off.
Wow.
He says need a public service message. But well, I mean, why did they have to have their lights on? Is it because it's raining? It's not. Is it dark?
Oh, it's
Well, everybody's
raining.
lights came on
So
automatically.
many
these
questions I
days.
have, such
It's-
little
Oh my
context. Yeah.
God. Yeah. It's raining. There's very dangerous. Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to drop a bunch of chickens out of an airplane and have somebody singing "It's raining hens." Because I just think it'd be fun.
I see.
Speaking of hens, you guys see Delaware basketball 12 seed making the semifinal of the Coastal Now Athletic Tournament. How about that?
Are they the chickens?
No, they're the hens. The blue
They're
hens.
literally the hens.
Home of Alina
What's the
Deladon.
worst mascot in all of college basketball? I contend the Stanford tree is one of them. It's just a tree. Oh, hey, we're the tree.
And it looks like an elementary schooler made the tree.
Right.
Like it's like he just
Well, I
took a
mean,
little bunch
Tesla
of little.
looks like a
green-
car I drew when I was in third grade. But what do I know?
It really does.
But is there? I think that there's got to be worse, right? There's got to be worse. What's the,
blue-
worst
the blue
mascot in
hens
all
are-
of college basketball?
That's a good mascot, the Blue Hens. I don't know. You know what?
That's pretty bad.
I really like the out of the box mascots.
Instead of the blue hens, wouldn't it be the blue cocks instead, though?
Well, no,
Kinda
no,
like
those that's the
game
the
cocks?
rooster. No,
because that's a hen and a rooster.
they've
Yeah.
gone female. They've gone female, I guess.
Ah.
It is like Betty White, like blue hen.
I was thinking, it would be more advantageous to have like a mean old angry blue cock.
Mm.
See what I'm saying? I mean, it doesn't get
somebody
much
needs to go to the
angrier,
doctor at that point.
than a
That's not
blue
normal.
cock. You see what I'm saying there?
Oh wait,
Yeah.
Hefty Lefty says the UC Santa Cruz banana slugs. That's a real thing.
Yeah.
UC
What
Santa
the-
Cruz banana slugs. That can't be real. Did
Yeah,
you
I
just
don't
make that up?
No, I don't. Is that real? The UC Santa Cruz?
I'm googling.
UC Santa Cruz. I don't think that's a real thing, but maybe it
Our
is.
mascot, Sammy the banana
Sammy
slug.
the Slug. Okay. Wow.
Got to be
The
kidding me.
UC
Banana
Santa
Slug.
Cruz. Are this
That's
is
a
this
good
a
one.
ranked school of any
That's a good
kind, or
one.
is
But I think that's good.
they
What
just
about,
trying to sell T-shirts?
what about the Dirtbags? That's Long Beach State's baseball team name. the
That's fun.
Dirtbags.
That's fun,
Right? That's what I'm saying. Like,
But
I
the-
think the out of the box mascots.
Oh,
and if you
wait,
name it,
where are the Stanford trees?
yeah, but they're just
Well, it's the
Cardinals.
Cardinal.
And their mascot's a tree. That probably is the worst mascot, if we're being real.
Yeah.
Moist one says Joe Flacco is a blue hen.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
I thought that many times when he played for the Colts.
He is elite. He is elite, by the way.
Wow.
Tyrannus, whoa. What?
Let's end the debate.
He's not elite right
oh,
now.
Joe Flacco's elite.
He's not elite right now.
I
He
don't
wasn't
know.
elite last year.
I don't know. Joe Flacco's
He's not
pretty
elite right now.
I think he's elite.
Joe Flacco is who was he visiting with? He actually is still trying to get
One
out
of my
there.
friends was just on a flight with Joe Flacco
Lucky, lucky.
from Phoenix to Philadelphia. He said he was massive. And my friend who I talked to, like, played football. He's
Well,
like
compared to other
6'3".
football players, you
He's
don't
like
notice,
6'2",
but
6'3",
yeah,
and he
normal
said Joe
people,
Flacco's
sure.
massive.
Well, Joe Flacco visited with the Giants today. That's who he visited with.
That is
Ah.
the most Giants thing.
Well, they're used to
ever.
bad quarterbacks in the number 15. So
I don't know. Tommy Cutlets. Come on.
Tyrannosaurus Tex says, why in the world would Gardner Minshew go to a plain state? There's no mountains for him to throw footballs over.
Well, he doesn't have to throw him over. I think he's proven everything he's had to prove.
Uncle
And
Rico.
now it's time for him to sit back in the lawn chair.
Yeah.
Put his hands behind that
Right.
nicely coiffed hairdo of his.
Grab a
or,
clipboard.
Stroke that Manchu that he's got going on there,
Mm-hmm.
that Fu Manchu, and enjoy life a little bit while getting yourself a world championship ring. I mean, who
Nobody
does
got one
not
in
think-
KC last year.
Gardner they're going to win this year because Gardner Minshew is there.
It just
It's
changes
the
the culture so
Minshew
much.
magic.
Yeah, such a winning culture. Wherever he goes, they win. Have you seen Washington State since he's left?
Oh yeah,
They've never
Yeah,
been the
just
same.
plummeted.
Plummeted. Even lost their conference. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Cardinal Art just wants you to know that Randy, you are a true baseball historian.
Oh, well,
Yes,
thank
you are, Randy.
Thank you.
I really respect it. I
I'm
like
just
talking
old,
ball with you. I like talking
actually.
ball with you in baseball. It's cool. I get
Just the-
something new. every
Just the
time.
tip
Triple H.
says, to
Yeah.
be fair, at least a banana slug can move tree, just not go anywhere.
What
Have
about
you
the
seen
Hilltoppers, Western
this-
Kentucky?
The what?
Stanford
The
Cardinal tree.
Hilltoppers.
What the hell's a hilltopper?
I don't know, actually. Someone that
Well, look
is
it
on
up.
top of a hill.
Type in the Google thing. What is a hilltopper?
I don't quite know.
I
Another
can't
one.
Google everything. That's your job.
Is
What
that
about-
like a tree topper at Christmas time?
What about North Texas, the Mean
No,
Green?
stop changing the subject.
I
I,
think
want to know
that's
what a
cool.
hilltopper is. Don't make
Yeah.
me have to Google this. Well, what is a hill?
I'm looking it up right
You mean
now.
that Western Kentucky
Hilltopper-
a
Hilltoppers?
student or fan of Western Kentucky. That's it.
Yeah.
Because the school is on a hill.
Yeah.
Yep. How,
Well, Hilltopper
so
also was from an American music group of the 1950s.
so
they,
guys,
they have a red grimace looking mascot, by the way.
yeah, he's got
Yeah,
like
the
this like
Hilltoppers.
smile.
Why is he
This
red?
really deformed looking smile.
He looks Canadian in
He
South
does
Park.
look Canadian.
He kind of does, doesn't he?
What in
He's
the
got
hell
that
is
look, that
thing?
aura.
Now-
about
Big
him.
red.
I saw this this Hilltopper here, this big red. I saw him swallow a cheerleader whole one time.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe he was
Yeah.
really
Usually
pissed.
it's the cheerleader
They were
swallowing
losing.
things. But okay.
No, it's a
Cheerleader.
Hilltopper, that big
Yeah.
red cat right there.
No,
I saw
is that a
him
cat?
swallow. Oh no, it's not a cat. It's a hilltop.
What the hell is it?
It's a big red hilltop,
And
right?
It
his-
doesn't
Can't
make
you-
it. There's
and
no
you
such thing.
see the hilltopper right there.
In his defense, if the tree of Stanford tried to swallow a cheerleader,
Mhm,
he
couldn't happen.
He'd kill
Trees
himself.
can't open their
couldn't.
mouth,
No.
Harris.
No.
So
This one can. The one
I
at
s-
Stanford can.
whatever the hell it is, see what it does is make me go, what? But it doesn't make me go, it's a tree.
How about the anteaters? UC Irvine.
I
That's
don't
great.
mind that.
Mm,
It's a
yeah.
pretty cool one. See, some of
It's
these are either really
dumb,
cool
but-
or just really like, where did that come from?
See, now if I was a young man finishing up my high school career,
Yes.
I'd go to Western Kentucky just because of the the name Hilltoppers.
It's you'd be on top of a hill, which
I would
we
be
now
all over
learn what a
that. Yeah.
hilltopper is, right?
There it is.
You
And
just-
you can
you're
see
on
it
top of a hill.
right there. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, some
Quiet
things are just so
Cannon
simple.
says, probably just my opinion here, but Flacco needs a year off to recuperate and then come back in 2060, 26, 27
win a
and
Super
do it
Bowl.
all over.
Yes, he does. I have never seen anything so right. Does his brain hurt from being so right all the time? Whoever said that? I don't know. But man, he's
Hmm.
right. Yep. He's right.
I think
I love
Flacco
it.
needs to retire.
I don't think he does.
Mm.
Hefty Lefty
elite,
says, ladies love the UC Irvine mascot.
Oh boy.
An anteater.
The anteater.
Well, why do they love
Here comes
that?
the anteater.
Mm.
Well, okay, I guess I better go take a look at the mascot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm looking it up right here.
It's an anteater.
I didn't see any
It's
pictures.
what it is. It's an
Yeah.
anteater. An anteater is a long nosed creature that has a little tiny mouth and a long tongue.
And he
Oh,
eats
I
ants.
see.
And he eats ants by
Now I get it.
Right.
extending that long tongue and the
Moving
ants
on.
stick to it.
So,
and then he
yeah,
I wonder if
let's-
he gets hungry, like during the
No.
middle of games, you know?
no,
Not if there's
no,
a
no.
lot of
UC
ants.
Irvine's really good this year. might I say.
anteaters. Yeah, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, okay, we were talking the baseball in
Yes.
the last hour.
Oh my God, yes, baseball.
Yes.
Go ahead.
This is
The Diamond.
here's a left turn for you here a little bit because well, the Texans, they are going to renovate their stadium. They're not going to build a new one, which I appreciate. You know, fix up what you got. If
I've
you
been
can
to
keep it going.
NRG. It's a good stadium.
It doesn't
like
look
it.
old. I know
No.
it's 23 years old, but it still
Yeah.
looks pretty good,
Yeah.
modern enough. And so good on them not wasting taxpayer money and
Right.
just
Right.
renovating instead of rebuilding and moving and causing all
So
that
true.
hoo-ha.
So true.
Speaking of Texas, though, New Era had to pull some hats off the shelves for Texas for the Texas Rangers.
Oh, really?
Well, because somebody didn't check with the Spanish-speaking population.
Uh-oh.
So it was this collection of hats where they'd have like the regular team hat, and then the first letter would be placed in the middle, kind of like out front, right? And I'll show you. Here's what it looks like.
Okay.
There it is. It's Texas with a big T right across the front.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know Spanish, Harris?
Titas.
I'm not fluent, but I know a
Mhm.
decent amount, and my girlfriend's actually fluent.
Yeah. Well,
Hmm.
then this hat right here says something in Spanish about the female's chesticles, the titas.
Oh, that's a. Oh
I
my
would
gosh.
give $100 if I had one
I
of
know
those
what
hats right now.
I know what that is.
Well,
I do. Yep.
I'd give $100 too, so I could sell it. Because now that they've pulled them off the shelves, these hats are going for $1,000 each.
Wow.
They didn't pull them
Are
off
you
the shelf.
serious?
Nearly quick enough.
$1,000.
Oh
Yep.
my gosh.
They have been
Oh,
seen
my
on
gosh.
sale right now because the New Era, they pulled it, but once somebody Spanish was laughing and they're like, what? And they're like, nothing. And they come on, no, you got to tell us. Titas. And they're like, oops. So they pulled that thing. And well, now, the only people who had a chance to buy them. So some people have them. They're worth a
would've-
lot now.
I would have bought that hat, and then I would have worn that hat on a Zoom call to my son Nick, who's a huge Texas Rangers fan. And I said, "Hey, you like my new hat here?"
Like my new hat?
Unless he knows
The team
Spanish,
made it
it may
for me.
not. It may go right past him.
Oh no, he would know because I would assure that he would know.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they're doing it on purpose almost because
Hmm.
last year, remember that hat they made for the Oakland A's? They did a variation where you see the name A's and it was like kind of like layered, like shadowed or whatever, kind of like echoing in the background.
Mm-hmm.
But all they ended up making was an ass hat.
Yes.
The A's and then the A's behind it. Who
Oh,
approved this?
oh my
I
gosh.
think that they're doing this stuff on purpose
Are
to
the
make
A's-
collector's items.
They're doing it on purpose to move to Las Vegas.
So like this
earlier.
team is ass.
So Sacramento's
Oh,
just
yeah.
like, well,
Yeah.
get it out of here. Go to Vegas. Come on.
well,
trying
they
to make
pulled
it
that
happen
hat
soon.
too. So
Yeah.
I think they're doing it to create collector's items.
Maybe you should wear it
personally.
in the games.
So,
Is that still
anyway.
on sale?
No.
Oh, I
You
would
can't
so
get the
buy
ass
that.
hat. You can't get the Titas.
Dang
It's
it, dude.
Yeah,
They
that's too bad.
once
I
they
would
figured
so
out
buy
they,
that.
they were selling for $45.
Mm-hmm.
Now you better have $1,000.
$1,000. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
By the way, congratulations to Marvin Harrison Jr. for working it out with Fanatics, and now I don't know if the jersey is on sale at their site, but now you can get a Marvin Harrison Jr. jersey because they settled their dispute.
Okay.
10 months later, they have settled their dispute. And I think what it was is they just sat down and are like, listen, we can wait you out. You know, you're losing money as we wait you out. We're losing money too, but you're losing probably more money, especially after the way we saw you play last year, Marvin Harrison Jr. Not quite setting the world on fire there, were you?
Wasn't that bad. He
wasn't that bad, but it wasn't screw with Fanatics good. You know what I mean? He didn't have, I've got the power to tell Fanatics what to do. And so they've had their negotiation. I don't know what they decided. I don't know who won, who lost. I don't have the details, but all I know is now they're going to start selling these things. So that's good. That's good for the fans.
That's good for the fans.
I
Good for
don't-
Marvin Harrison. Good for Fanatics.
Well, I hope it's good for
Deserve a
Marvin
trophy.
Harrison Jr. I hope it's good for him because, I was on his side on this thing. But they kind of were in an ambiguous spot where when you sign an intention, does that constitute a contractual obligation? And they were trying to fight the good fight on that. And I think that it just made more sense to have a conversation and settle. And now hopefully everybody will win.
Mhm.
Hefty Lefty says, yeah, well, Fanatics can burn in hell with Ticketmaster. Yeah, okay. Keep in mind, 1580 The Fanatic is in no way affiliated
with
Fanatics.
No, we're not. Nope.
Or we'd have better
Or
equipment.
Ticketmaster. We're not affiliated.
We'd have much nicer studios and better equipment.
Ticketmaster's it's
probably a receptionist.
It's a lot to deal with. Yeah.
Just saying.
Ticketmaster's a lot to deal with, man. I'm just saying, like that can be the amount of issues that I know people have on that app is nuts. It's a lot.
Penisher says, hello, just got back this morning from Maui and just happened to be staying where the NFLPA was having their meetings this week. I got to see Zach Bond from the Eagles, Bo Nix, Calais Campbell. They were all very super cool. Man, of that entire list, I'd love to have lunch with Calais Campbell. I'd go pour feeding the man, but I'd still just to hang out with him. He seems like the nicest guy.
Calais Campbell seems awesome. Bo Nix is someone I'd like to have lunch with too. I would if I could pick one.
Why Bo Nix?
Because first off, when I covered ASU a couple years ago, and it was when ASU just got blown out pretty badly by Oregon. It was year one of Dillingham, and Kenny Dillingham coached Bo Nix at Oregon, and I actually asked him a question because Bo Nix's wedding was coming up, and I was asking him about that. I can't remember the exact question I asked, but just tell me. It was on the lines of, tell me who Bo Nix is off the field. And Kenny Dillingham looks at me with a lot of confidence, and he says, I would let my daughter, if my daughter was, I don't know how old his daughter is exactly. If my daughter was old enough, I would let my daughter date Bo Nix.
His daughter is like 43.
Kenny Dillingham.
Yeah, I think he's trying to get her married off.
Yeah, I think
That's
it's
why he
probably
said
just
that.
it's high
Yeah.
time.
He's
Well,
like, dear God, won't somebody please?
Bo Nix
hey,
is, he said his words, Bo Nix is someone I would let my daughter date.
and she's 43.
I wouldn't wish that on anybody I know.
Bo
My
Nix?
daughter dating them because she's a beautiful girl and she's very smart. She's wonderful, but hard on the boys. She's a little hard on them.
What's wrong with Bo Nix?
Huh?
What's wrong with Bo Nix?
No, I'm
Nothing.
saying
she's
run
just
for your
hard on
lives,
him.
protect
Oh,
yourselves.
Yeah, get
Okay.
away while you can.
I don't think Harris listens completely all the time.
No,
I get getting the feeling.
That's not true. That's not true.
Quiet Cannon says, on the lighter side, how do you get lighter than this show? He says, I looked up information on the Anteater and they had a picture of Nancy Pelosi. Okay, come on.
Wow.
Why would you be that mean? Why would you be that cruel to an Anteater? Why? Why do that?
I mean, when you look up Pelosi's net worth, it's pretty insane. Just saying.
That is one rich Anteater. Moist one says,
Make a lot of money.
I can't read what Moist One says. Anyway, taking a break. Well, when we come back, let's talk NFL free agency stuff. Well, there's tons of it going on, and we only have 40 minutes of show left. Let's see what we can do. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-445-6363. That's 1-800-445-6363. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-445-6363. That's 1-800-445-6363.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out collection letters, garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance. And you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it even harder to get out of debt. Don't let tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in taxpayer assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Let them fight on your behalf, helping to put your tax problems to rest. Call the tax professionals at Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Did you know that daily multivitamins boost your health on the inside and the outside? It's true. Multivitamins with folic acid boost energy levels, improve your mood, and promote overall wellness. And if you decide to have a baby, they can help prevent birth defects in a pregnancy. That's why the Arizona Department of Health Services is offering a free 3-month supply of multivitamins. Visit azdhs.gov/PowerMe-A2C for free vitamins.
Sponsored by the Arizona Department of Health Services.
Catch all the action of NCAA men's basketball, starting with the game of the week. Got it! Wow! Then conference and regional tournaments, NCAA tourney, March Madness, and the championship game live. Fires from 3. Oh, he hit it! Don't miss a moment on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com. Your home for March Madness.
Once I see you do this, I see it, so you don't have to keep doing it.
I got
I
you.
feel bad because sometimes I like to let the music breathe a little bit. And Harris is like, "You're on," and then I'll start talking, and he's like, "You're on." Don't worry about a thing, Harris.
I got you, Jeffrey. I'm just making sure everything rolls up to speed.
Jeffrey, you're on.
Thank you, Randy. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. And by the way, Slave Dave says, Triple H, if you were to have 2 sons, would you call the first one Harrison Sr. and the younger one Harrison Jr.?
Probably Harris would be
His
better.
name is Harris, not Harrison.
And yeah, it just doesn't make sense all around. I don't
Well,
really
if
get
you
that
called one of them Harris and the other one Harris, then it's Triple Harris.
I would never give my son my name. I don't think I would.
Well, you're selfish.
I don't think I would.
You don't love your children?
Well, thanks for saying I have a cool name. I appreciate that.
No, I didn't say you have a cool name. I'm just saying, like me. You know what I did? I didn't name any of my kids after me. I gave them the middle name Jefferson because it is absolutely correct. Jefferson. That's what Jefferson means. Jeffrey's son. So both my boys have that as a middle name.
That is a statement of fact. Is that your full name, Jeffrey?
No.
Okay, I didn't know.
Well, I mean, Jeffrey is, but not Jefferson.
Right.
Anyway, so let's talk some NFL free agency. And Randy, stuff be happening with your Arizona Cardinals.
Oh yeah, I've been very excited to watch the Cardinals make their Monty Osenford is the man.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, listen, stuff comes, stuff goes. You know, you get good stuff, you lose good stuff. You get so-so stuff, you get whatever. But I like Baron Browning's attitude. When he re-signed with the Cardinals, he says, hey, if you got a girlfriend who's a 10, why play around?
See what I mean?
Does that mean if your girlfriend was an 8, you would play around?
He wants to be there.
If your girlfriend's a 7, suddenly you're just going to cheat on her? What are you doing here, Baron Browning? Are you trying to say if a woman's looks fade, that's the end of fidelity for you? You think it's a game, Baron Browning?
Sometimes
people's hearts are at stake, you bastard.
Triple H, sometimes it's just best to let him go.
Yeah. No, I'm learning.
I just feel like Baron Browning is
the spotlight here.
She better stay at 10.
Did you happen to take your meds?
Jeffrey? Talking to me or Jeffrey?
Jeffrey.
I always take them.
Okay.
Anyway, so Baron Browning, he's with you again, hanging around.
Yeah. And he's going to join Josh Sweat on that defense, the vaunted Cardinal defense. Oh, my God. It's going to be so fun.
Well, it's not all. George has been tendered by the Arizona Cardinals and as a restricted free agent. And so he's going to have a salary of $3.263 million. So I think that's about right for a decent punt returner. That's about how
punt
I see him.
returner in a spot wide receiver. Yeah.
Cardinals are also a meeting a couple hours ago with Asante Samuel Jr.
Interesting.
Very interesting. It was very good at Florida State. Very good. His dad was good, so the genes are there.
They've agreed to terms with linebacker Michael Walker. Michael Walker, I don't know where he's from. Oh, he's with the Commandos last year. That's right. Commandos. Yeah. LJ Collier has recommitted to the Cardinals for another year deal. So that's nice. Dalvin Tomlinson, he's on his way to Arizona, and he's going to make a 2-year, $29 million deal, 16 guaranteed. You notice you see a lot of the Browns jumping off that sinking ship.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
When you get the opportunity, just jump.
So
that's what they're thinking.
Any other Cardinals news that I don't have here? I mean, you got the Assange, whatever.
The Asante Samuel from Florida State in college and was for the Chargers. He only played 4 games. He was hurt a lot of last year. So, yeah, that's pretty much the big news. He's reportedly meeting. Nothing's official, but he's having a free agent visit with the Cardinals. That was recently disclosed. So, yeah, that's the biggest one that pops out right here.
So, for my Colts, Khalil Herbert is now on board.
Virginia Tech guy.
With a 1-year deal. How should I feel about that? I mean, he was with the Bears there, and then they traded to the Bengals. I don't know.
Honestly, you know what?
It's just committee member, basically.
I thought he was really good with the Bears. In terms of the Colts, I mean, he's going to be a nice 2 guy behind Jonathan Taylor. So maybe instead of giving Jonathan Taylor like 25 carries a game, you can give him like 15 to 20.
Yeah, but he wants the carries. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So Khalil Herbert's a good, and you have Tyler Goodson from Iowa too. Is pretty good. So he's a good number 2 guy.
We picked up defensive tackle Neville Gallimore from the Rams. He's now with the Colts. Okay.
Yeah, good get.
Not bad. I mean, the Colts defense is kind of coming together. We also got offensive lineman Danny Pinter on a 1-year deal, so he'll stay around with the Colts. And we've also re-signed our center, Wesley French, even though we've had to say goodbye to Ryan Kelly after many, many years.
Ryan Kelly was really good. He was a good player.
Such a good guy.
Yeah.
And then I find this out. This is the thing that kind of killed my day. Put me in a mood. If you think I'm in a mood, you're going to understand why when I read this headline to you.
This is now going to be your mood, okay?
This is the mood. In 2021, the Colts were in play for Matthew Stafford.
Wow. And that was when they got Matt Ryan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Oh man.
Mm.
Oh, that's definitely an AFC
that
South
hurts.
moment.
That hurts. I'm sorry.
You know where I
Jeffrey,
had to hear
hurts.
that was on the New Heights podcast. That's where I had to hear that. Stafford's like, oh yeah, I was looking for property. I was looking for a house in Indianapolis. It looked good. I was going to. Well, how did we
Wow.
blow that? How did we blow that? Chris Ballard must go. I
Oh,
like
man.
Chris Ballard. He seemed like he did a good job getting bargains, deals, but then just lately, and now I hear
now-
this.
Hey,
How did you not
give-
get that done?
Give Anthony
Wow.
Richardson time. I think a breakout year could be incoming. As a Titans fan, I think there's a lot there. I do. I think it
Don't
could
you
be
mock
coming.
me.
Could be
Don't
coming.
you mock me, Titan fan.
Could be coming. Just
Mm.
saying.
You're just being rude.
I don't think he's trying to mock you. I think he's trying to
I'm just
encourage
trying
you.
to give you some.
He's trying to give you some
optimism here,
hope, some
Jeffrey,
encouragement.
because we don't have a lot of that as AFC South truthers. We
Yeah.
don't.
Listen, there's no truth in the AFC South. The entire division conference, the whole thing is garbage. And
Yeah.
the Colts have lowered themselves to Titan-like levels.
Wow.
Oh, welcome to our
Sad.
level.
Just
We'll drag you
sad.
down and we'll beat you with experience.
Oh my God.
We
Yeah.
will drag you down and beat you with experience.
Experience.
What?
Mm.
I'm just
Mm.
saying. Just saying, man.
We
It's-
could have had Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
shoulda, woulda, coulda. Got to move on now.
Yep. Yep. Just like the Titans almost signed Peyton Manning that one time. And then he went to Denver. We also
you know what I saw a story where Peyton Manning came and visited with the Bidwell. It was almost an Arizona Cardinal. I think when he kind of looked around, he's like, I got to get out of here.
Yeah,
You know?
he probably looked at the facilities and the NFLPA reports and was like, not for me.
Nobody had told me this. I mean, he just said it. And that's why it was just a bomb drop on every Colts fan. We could have had Matthew Stafford. Stafford,
Yeah.
if you get Stafford after you've just lost Andrew Luck not too long ago, Stafford, man, he could have been a difference maker.
He totally
my
could have. I mean,
God.
he won a
We could have
Super
won a
Bowl
Super
with the
Bowl.
Rams.
We
man.
could have won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't know
This,
about that.
how did this happen?
Yep.
I don't know about a Super Bowl. I don't know.
No, trust me. The defense
Oh.
was great. The O-line was solid. I don't
I
want
think
to talk.
just the
about
biggest
this
question
anymore.
would have been the receivers and Jonathan Taylor's health.
Well, look at the receivers he had with the Rams and who
He had
made
Cooper
look
Kupp.
good.
Cooper
Yeah.
Kupp went like 2,000 yards. Cooper Kupp's awesome.
You know
man.
what?
He
With a
gets too
good
much
quarterback,
disrespect.
I had receivers that could have gone 2,000 yards.
I don't
Shut
know
up!
about
Shut
that.
you! Shut
I
you!
don't know
Shut
about
your
that.
mouth! You shut your mouth!
Just
Wow.
saying. Man,
It's
that's-
getting
it's
kind of
aggressive. He is getting
colorful here on
man,
the show.
can
I don't want
sense
to talk
it.
about the Colts
I can
anymore.
Wow.
sense it coming, man. He's
Wow.
Told you,
getting
put me
heated.
in a mood.
Yeah.
Put me in a mood to
That
hear. We
put
could have
you-
had Matthew Stafford on my Colts.
You just
Damn,
gotta
that puts
say, you know
right
what,
in a
Jeffrey?
mood.
You just gotta say no expectations, no disappointments. That's how I am with the Titans. And I don't get disappointed.
Many disappointments.
Many
My
expectations.
expectations are just
Mhm.
fix the damn thing and let's be moving forward and not backwards. And that's what the Colts have been doing. When you bring in Daniel Jones on your roster for any reason, you're going backwards.
Mm.
Don't want to talk about it. Let's talk about Aaron Rodgers, who's been on tour trying to find somebody to hire him. He did not get hired by the Steelers. Well, the Steelers made an offer, but I guess he's supposed to be thinking about it. But and he's also a possibility for Vikings town there in Minnesota. But I don't know if there's been any new word on Aaron Rodgers. But I think what I said the other day is starting to come true. If he doesn't come to some sort of terms with somebody, and the fact that he walked out of the Steelers place thinking about it, and nobody has hired him yet after these meetings, he wants more than they're willing to give. He expects, more from them than they do from him. And I think that he's going to start the season without a team. I think that I think he's going to say no. They're going to be like, well, you could be our veteran presence on the bench, or you could be this, or you could be in a quarterback battle like old Daniel Jones is doing. No, Aaron Rodgers' ego will not allow him to do anything but walk in and be named the immediate starter. If you don't give him that, he's not going to come off the couch for a team that has an injured quarterback. He's going to be like, well, you should have started with me anyway. That is his ego. And I say, unless somebody comes up and says, here are the keys, you're the starter, Aaron Rodgers ain't playing this year.
Yeah, I think honestly, of all of them, the Vikings may make the most sense because the Vikings at the moment,
in the historical sense.
yeah, because of Brett Favre. Also they don't have because the Vikings are in this interesting situation where you have a roster where you can win now with and contend, but you don't have the guy under center. And JJ McCarthy, we don't know how good he is. He was great at Michigan. He was a 5-star guy in high school, but he's a young quarterback. So to get a guy like Aaron Rodgers to go after him who say, hey, Aaron, 1 to 2 years, let's just see how this thing goes. And let's give JJ some time to develop and learn from one of the greatest to ever do it. Minnesota would make a lot of sense. So,
well,
that's where I
now
stand.
They're sitting there like, okay, we went a year without McCarthy playing. We lost a year there. So now we're thinking, okay, he's healing up. He's coming back. We have to leave that door open for him to actually get some on the field experience, because now we had our number 1 pick do absolutely nothing for an entire year. So they might be feeling some pressure to get something going with that. So again, if you're asking Aaron Rodgers to be on the bench behind JJ, he's going to say no. If you're expecting him just to be a veteran presence to mentor JJ, he's going to say, I'll mentor him from the starting position, but nothing else.
Yeah.
Baker's Cocky Hen says Pittsburgh has already made him an offer. Yes, but he hasn't accepted it. That's the thing. And so if he hasn't accepted it, they haven't offered him what he thinks he's worth, or he thinks he can do better someplace else. He's going to say no. That's what I think.
See, a lot of these teams are at really interesting spots. Like you talk about Pittsburgh and Minnesota, where they're not tanking necessarily. They're trying to win. But typically there's a lot of quarterbacks that teams will go after in the draft, right? Now in this draft, there's probably only 1-2 first-round guys at the quarterback position, and they're going to be taken pretty early. So Pittsburgh, Minnesota, teams like, what was Seattle before Sam Darnold, are in these really interesting spots that we don't quite know what they're going to do.
Hey, good news for your Titans. They unloaded Mason Rudolph.
Yes, he's now a Pittsburgh Steeler. I saw that.
Back to the Steelers.
Yep.
So,
and hey, the Steelers,
they took him back in Pittsburgh. Wow.
They know they're going to need a backup for whoever plays there,
or
whether
even
it's Russ Wilson or Aaron Rodgers.
Or a starter. Dude, who even knows?
No.
Oh, it might happen.
Mason Rudolph as a starter, you'd be lucky to bust 500.
There is a scenario where Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers both do not go to Pittsburgh. There really is.
That'll be Mike Tomlin's first sub 500 year.
I don't know.
Mason Rudolph starts, and you as a Titans fan know better.
I saw that guy. I saw that guy make the playoffs with Kenny Pickett and Mason Rudolph as the alternating starters. Mike Tomlin, dude, can take a real down roster and turn it into a playoff team. That's not to say that he is with Mason Rudolph. That's not to say that he's the answer. That's to say, hey, don't underestimate Mike Tomlin. He can do some things. He can do some good things.
Mike Tomlin.
Yeah. Yep. You should know as a Colts fan. Jerome Bettis.
Other bits of quarterback information that doesn't matter. Kyle Trask has now got a 1-year deal with the Buccaneers.
Okay.
He just like a couple million. It's no big deal.
Yeah, he'll be the backup there. He was good at Florida. He's really tall.
Mac Jones is a 49er, which is interesting because draft night they were kind of like
really high on.
They were kind of like, hey, we got to get us some Mac Jones.
It was like a smokescreen for a while.
Then they missed out on the Mac Jones. Now they got him back. And they do like him enough to give him $7 million for 2 years, $5 million guaranteed.
Shanahan got what he wished for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Incentives on that is 11.5, but as long as Purdy is sitting there, you probably aren't going to get them incentives unless somebody gets hurt. So,
right.
By the way, you can afford Gardner Minshew when you restructure the contracts of Patrick Mahomes and Chris Jones, and that's what they have done.
Yeah,
they free up about $50 million in cap room doing it. So nice guys, Patrick Mahomes and Chris Jones, pulling the Tom Brady move to try to get that damn championship back in Kansas City.
Bringing a winning guy and a winning culture.
Yep. Speaking of winning guy and winning culture, at least. Whenever he's around, Cam Jordan coming back for 15th season with the Saints on a rework contract there. So super good guy. His future is probably doing the Fox morning show on Sundays. He's really good on there, but as a player, he's got himself another year with the Saints. All right, listen, we got to take a break. When we come back, we've got on this date in Big George's sports history. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hey, fellow Gen Xers, it's Elizabeth Banks. Big news. The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the charge. After all, we gave the world the internet. We're trailblazers. Let's lead the way again because we are at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Head to vaxassist.com and schedule today. That's vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer. Listen up, fellow Gen Xers. Elizabeth Banks here. The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the way. We've done this before. Music videos, fanny packs, even the World Wide Web. Let's do it again and get vaccinated because we're at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Visit vaxassist.com and schedule a vaccine today. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out collection letters, garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance. And you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it even harder to get out of debt. Don't let tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in taxpayer assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Let them fight on your behalf, helping to put your tax problems to rest. Call the tax professionals at Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
A career in law enforcement puts you on a course with unlimited paths. At the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office, your career can take you virtually anywhere you want to go. Detention officer, deputy sheriff, and emergency dispatcher are just a few available career paths. As you gain experience, you may also earn specialized assignments or follow a leadership track. Pursue your passion and explore rewarding and exciting career opportunities with MCSO. Learn more at jobs.mcso.org. Honor the law, serve the people.
Sponsored by the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office.
Download our free sports app and stay up with all the latest sports news, scores, highlights, and more. Or stream us live anywhere
At 1580thefanatic.com.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, Arizona's home for sports.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. I just saw something out the window. It's raining here now, finally.
Huh.
Yeah, actually.
So my weather
precipitation.
forecast is somewhat accurate, then you would say.
Your weather forecast.
Uh-huh.
Your weather forecast.
Thank you. Yeah.
Harris, I think you need to know this about Randy.
Yes, I'm listening.
He's not really weather.
I am.
He tells people that, but he's not.
licensed and registered.
Let's see that license.
It's in my office, Harris. You can go see it at any time you want in my office.
Yeah, go ahead. Go get that license and look at it. It was given to him by a listener. It's completely
Not a listener.
photoshopped and phony.
I think you look on there, you'll see some notable, credible names on there.
We're all weathermen because we can just look up the weather on our phones now.
No. It takes
What
a lot of
makes
skill.
your forecast
and
even special?
I had
Takes a
to
lot of
do
know-how.
math, and
What
I
math?
also
How much math is involved in your weather?
meteorological estimations are all mathematical calculations.
He's using.
How
the
come whenever
Pythagorean
Sean
theorem
McLaughlin
24/7?
comes around, you run out of the room?
It's not true.
Yeah, whenever, because I remember he showed up over there at the Phoenix Open and came up to us, and you were gone like a ghost.
I may owe him some money.
Randy can just sniff it out. He can sniff out a storm. He's just got
Oh, yeah.
this radar,
I'm
this
the
internal
storm sniffer.
this
That's me.
internal radar
I'm
that
sniffing
no one
something
else
here.
quite has.
Yeah.
You know, it's a
Yeah.
natural. People ask, how does he do it? Right, all
Thank
the
you,
time.
Triple
He says
H.
it's a natural gift.
You don't
Thank you.
even know, Randy. You just got here.
What do you mean?
Kiss ass.
But I can.
he
I
knows
can,
me pretty
I can
damn
get it.
well.
I can get
Yeah.
the vibe.
Mm.
Get the vibe.
Harris is one of those youngsters. He knows good character when he sees it.
Oh, Randy, I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you. I do.
What a dope.
I see it here. I see it right in front of me with Randy.
Mhm.
Jeffrey.
Mhm.
We can replace you.
Wow.
No, I'm joking. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
888-368-1580. Walter Mellon says Fox 10 did a little tribute for Oliver Miller this morning on the news. Of course, they have the Suns gorilla and the Mavs jersey with Oliver Miller with a pillow stuffed in him. Keep it classy, Fox. That was messed up. I don't understand that. What?
No, I think what they're getting at. It's like a fat joke is what he's getting at. But I didn't know. Did that happen? I don't know if that happened. I didn't see it.
Oliver Miller always had a problem with his weight. He
that's
was
what
not
the
good
pillow
when Charles
stuffing-
Barkley tells you
Yeah.
you got to lose some weight.
he was
Not
was
the
a
time,
he,
Jeffrey.
he was
Not
a
the
big
time.
dude,
It's
and
totally the time.
but he had trouble staying at a good playing weight.
Mhm.
So
If Charles was the round mound of rebound, what was they used to
Yeah.
call Oliver Miller? Big O.
Big O.
Yeah. Understand something. On this show, there's no such thing as too soon, Harris. There's no such thing as too soon. And nothing is off limits.
I don't know what
Everything
you-
is fair game.
What you mean by that? Big O was a big part of this radio program. I remember just
never
as if
been
it
on the
was
show.
yesterday.
We never
He
talked
would
about
call
him
in on
before
Fridays,
today.
and we would talk NBA basketball. I remember that. I remember it.
Harris, you're starting to see
Seems
that Randy might
like-
be a compulsive liar.
Yesterday, when I heard Big O's
Maybe it was a
dulcet
dream.
tones on the telephone line. What's that? I'm sorry, you guys are what?
Just a tip says Oliver Miller's number was 8. Well, no, actually, that was infinity for what his weight would get up to.
It's a
Uh,
sideways 8.
Yeah. Well,
sideways 8.
he'd have to lay down because my back. No, good, no, your lunch. Kiss the Cook says Aaron Rodgers can come here. You mean like to your house, or what do you? I don't
Who
understand
knows
that.
where he even live? What if it's
That's a good
moist one?
point. Good
Like
point.
that would be
Kiss the
you
Cook,
going to
so-
Montana.
Kiss the Cook. Which team are you
Could be
talking about? When you say
anything.
here, do you mean the Cardinals?
Yep. Where is here?
Yeah.
That is the question. We're just asking a question. We don't know. We
So
ultimately
here's the
may
problem,
never
Harris.
know.
When we ask the question of a person texting, then you have to wait around for the answer.
Oh,
Often it takes a lot of time up on the radio show.
does it really? So, Randy, you know how you
Yeah.
picked Stanford to win the ACC.
I did. Yeah.
They were currently, they literally just lost the Wages House, but they
Wait,
were
no, he
beating
didn't.
Louisville.
He didn't pick Stanford to win the ACC. He picked him to win
the
the whole
national
damn
title.
thing.
Oh,
yeah.
well,
I mean, if
Stanford
I-
is currently beating, well, not anymore, but because Louisville just scored, but they
You
are
jinxed
currently,
it, Harris. You jinxed it.
Yeah,
You
they're
ruined this for
in a
Randy.
close game with
He'll never
Louisville.
forgive you.
In a close game with Louisville.
You know,
no one expected them to be there. So
you know,
they,
Triple H, there's some things in radio you've got to learn, and
Mhm.
let me give you some wisdom from my time
Yes.
when I started 1976
go ahead.
on a small 5,000 watt radio station just outside Glendale.
Yes, go ahead.
And
I
and
started
my career,
kindergarten.
my career blossomed into what has become today.
Yes, it did, Randy.
And we have a saying in radio, and it kind of happens through it matriculates through television as well. I remember my time as a technical director on a sports truck, and there was a ball game we were covering.
Yes.
And I sat there and I said these words, and I wish I could have got them back. This game is almost over. The entire crew got very quiet, and the producer said, "Now you've done it." And indeed, 2 hours later, the game was finally done after triple overtime.
You
Oh,
don't
yeah.
speak it. You don't speak the
No.
jinx. You don't.
I thought you were
speak
going to
the
say
jinx.
something worse, like you
Yeah.
were live, and they heard you say, "Oh, this game's almost over." I thought you were going to say that, but
Oh,
luckily
no,
it
you're
wasn't
saying
that.
in the IFB.
You say it, yeah.
No, I didn't say it. I said it in the truck. I had the headset on,
jinxed
but
it.
and I jinxed it in the truck.
So there's
Yeah.
about what 20, 30 people who just went, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I work
and then-
production. I work broadcasting.
Listen,
I get that
the
ordeal.
way this
People have done
works,
it. People
the
have
way
done it.
this works is you don't say anything about that.
No.
Because if a team comes back and you're like, okay, this game's over in your head, then a team comes back and oh my gosh, now it's been turned into a thing.
Shouldn't have done that.
At least you're not the person who everybody's giving the side eye to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's like
totally.
then it's just wow, that was amazing. We didn't
Oh,
expect
there-
that. But
there
if
was
somebody
no-
says it, they're like, "You son of a bitch."
It's like the
Yeah, it was-
announcer jinx when a guy takes a free throw. This guy's
Exactly, or the
90% from the
field goal
line and he
kicker.
misses
Oh yeah,
it.
yeah. You
The
see, you
kicker.
don't do
He
that.
hasn't
either.
missed all
This guy
year.
is perfect.
You don't say that either. Now you
Don't
don't.
be
You don't
that
say
guy.
that. No. Mm-mm. No. No.
Oh, just a tip. You're right. I walked right past your joke. We said Oliver Miller was number 8, as in he ate everything, not infinity. I went too intellectual on that, and I apologize. No, you're right. That's funnier. 8. What was his actual number, though? I don't think it was actually 8.
I
Was it?
thought it was 0 because
Yeah.
the Big O. He wore 0 here. In
0
Phoenix.
for how many buffets he would skip.
Or how many calories he burned during
Right.
the game.
Zero.
Because he had like a pregame snack, then he had a halftime snack.
Sure.
Then he had a postgame snack.
Right.
And then he ate dinner. And then he went out and he had like a midnight snack.
Right. No. You're right. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I think we have a pretty good idea.
Oh,
what he
yeah.
passed away from that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's not very nice.
It's
Not very
mean,
nice.
It's just fact.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll feel bad if it's not
Well, I mean,
food related.
Listen, it might not have been, but gone too soon. Big O.
Yeah, that's true. On this one, it is true.
Yeah. Gone too soon.
Too soon.
Yes. Yes.
Moist one says the only thing Sweat and Browning are going to destroy this year is my unders. What? So the Bills got Joey Bosa. Won't be the 49ers. I don't know if you guys know that.
Well, and so the Bills' continued playoff losing streak against the Chiefs will continue.
And heart
I was
attack
hoping
kid,
for the
DeMar
piano
Hamlin,
music when
he
you were
got.
talking about the Bills losing
Wait,
streak.
why are you talking when I'm talking? I
Oh.
can't even. What?
I was thinking you'd play the piano music when the Bills were losing to the Chiefs.
The Bills have reassigned the heart attack kid, DeMar Hamlin.
Oh, that's a layup, Jeffrey.
Oh, man,
that's
they
a
did?
layup.
That's just what we call them around here. See, you weren't around here. That's just what we call them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I
was
like
not.
DeMar Hamlin. He's actually stepped up and he had some pretty nice plays this year.
Re-signed him?
He
Or
has.
they
He's been a
released him?
starter for them like all year. He's been good.
They did re-sign him.
Yeah.
Well, you know, when you
Oh,
get
okay.
electrocuted, you can't let go of something. That's why the Bills re-signed him. Yeah, they gave
There
him.
it is. There it is.
There it is. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know what money they gave him, but he's back for 1 year.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Yep.
Then he can probably retire.
Oh, we got to do this.
Uh-oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back to the year 1915, Brooklyn Dodger manager Wilbert Robinson, thinking he's catching a baseball dropped from an airplane, was surprised and splattered when the sphere turned out to be a grapefruit. As it reached the Brooklyn skipper, the fruit's red pulp splattered all over the former catcher, who then believed he'd been drenched in his own blood. Jesus, I'm killed. I'm dead. My chest is split open. I'm covered in blood. He thought he was dead. This is like a Will Ferrell skit.
Yeah.
But he was trying to, he caught the grapefruit and it exploded. And then he was so surprised by it, he thought he was just dead on the ground.
Wow. It would seem they used the ruby red grapefruit
Yes.
for this stunt. Yeah.
So people thought it was Casey Stengel who pulled the prank, but it turned out Ruth Law, the actual person flying the plane, a pioneer in American aviation. She was like, you looked over in her lunch and she's like, oh, let's use this. So she just on a whim thought it'd be funny. Here, throw this down to him instead of the ball. And the reason is because she forgot the ball. So she's just like, well, here, let's do this. And they're saying that's how the Grapefruit League got its name.
Wow.
Was that at a spring training game? Was it?
No, it was just 1915 on this date. I don't know if it was
I
a stunt
would-
for spring training or did they have spring training back then?
I would hate to find out how the Cactus League got their name.
Oof.
Oh,
I mean, if the grapefruit splattered all over a player, I mean, what the hell did they do with a cactus to some poor
The
slug?
guy's like, what a prick. You know, that hurt.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
So
But
just understand the history of flight on this. The first flight by the Wright brothers, 1903. 12 years later, this grapefruit stunt. This is what we've decided to do with airplanes. 66 years later, the moon. That's an amazingly quick amount of time to go from Wright brothers dropping a grapefruit. Now we're visiting the moon.
Wow, no kidding.
Random.
And
That's
again
an
this
acceleration.
week. And again this week, one of our spacecraft was circling the moon.
Yeah, I'm not impressed.
Jeffrey, you asked when spring training was a thing.
Yeah.
Or when it was a thing. 1869 is when it first
Oh, wow.
started. Yeah.
So they've always had it.
They have had it in Arizona, however, since 1947. Yes.
I wonder why it took them so long to get around to that idea.
I don't know. I don't know, because the weather here during spring is awesome.
Well, people had to figure that out and get to know about it.
Right,
You
right,
know?
right. And it took a while. Phoenix is a relatively new city compared to like Philly or New York, any of those.
It's always new because anything gets more than 20 years, it gets torn down and replaced.
Oh, yeah.
There is no historical architecture in the Phoenix metro area, except for maybe a couple things.
The
Yeah, a
Westwood
couple of
Ho
buildings.
Hotel downtown, right?
Yeah, the Ho Hotel. That
Yeah, that's right by. That was right by where I lived. in
Wrigley
college.
Mansion, that other mansion of cactus. and-
Yeah, not. Oh, why can't I think of it now? The Torreira Mansion.
Is that what it's called?
Torreira. Is that
I
it?
can't think of any other old buildings. Used to be, Monty's Castle of Vieja in Tempe.
Yeah,
but I think that closed before Harris's time. I think
that burned down. Didn't
Yeah, I
it?
never heard of that. Never heard of it.
Monty's La Casa Vieja.
Never heard of it.
Oh yeah, I did commercials when you guys were. He was probably in. You probably were just a twinkle in Dad's eye, but you were probably running around playgrounds when I was doing Monty's La Casa Vieja.
Well, unlike Moist One, I'm still allowed to run around playgrounds.
Well, that is true. Moist One has to keep 300 feet or more.
Good one, Baker's Cocky Hens. He says the Biltmore is almost 100 years old.
Oh, yeah.
Tyrannosaurus Tex says, rest in peace, Don and Charlie's. Oh, there's another good one for you there.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
and
another
Durant's. So,
cha-cha-cha-cha. Oh,
all
not him.
right,
I'm sorry.
everybody. That's going to wrap it up for this edition of this Daily Blender. Now, keep in mind, we're not on tomorrow, but we are back on Friday. So be safe, have fun, go GCU, and all that. We'll see you. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter? Right.